Hey everybody, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous episode 282. I was totally prepared for that. I'm like, where's my outline? Saved, nailed it.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody. We get together once a week to talk about video games, TV, and movies, and or whatever the hell we like, as well as screwing up the intro to the show.
Yeah. Why not?
I'm your host Rico, here with my co-host
2020 Dane Cody. What?
2020 Dane Cody and I already did the spiel, so I guess I don't need to do it again because I've just effed everything right up. We're off to a fantastic start. Off
Perfect.
The rails right away.
It's the end of the year. It's just whatever. Throw your hands up in the air and pretend like you just don't care.
Yeah, who gives a flying fizznuck?
There you go.
Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. If you're here live, that's fantastic. If you're listening to us in your car, pay attention. Don't drive. Wear a mask. Be careful. Stay safe out there.
Be kind.
Be kind. Rewind, or else we'll fine you for not rewinding your VHS tapes.
Oh, I'm so glad we don't have to deal with that shit anymore.
Do you remember VHS tapes? Man.
Oh God, man! Do you remember going into Blockbuster and the guy opens the thing and oh, you didn't rewind.
The
That's
snotty
gonna
teenager
cost
who works there.
Oh, sorry, that's an extra $1 because you didn't. It's really? You're gonna just stick it in your little rewind machine and it's gonna rewind in 30 seconds. Oh,
some people are like, what's Blockbuster?
Back in the day, you used to get in your vehicle and drive to a store
to get movies.
And all of these things were on the shelves, and you would walk back and forth up and down the aisles trying to decide what you wanted to watch. And about an hour or so later, you would leave the store with a big stack of VHSs, which were great big cassette tapes.
Lies.
Come on.
You would go in there, and they'd have a wall of the movie you wanted, and they wouldn't have a single fucking copy.
Exactly. So then you'd end up getting a stack of other movies you didn't want because they didn't have the one you wanted. You've probably seen half of them already before, but you were like, whatever.
Remember when stuff doesn't magically just beam into the palm of your hand?
There's something about those days I kind of miss, though, at the same time. So, it is what it is.
There's a lot of stuff I don't miss of those days.
I don't disagree.
What I do miss from those days is my youth and beauty.
I miss your beauty, too. Jesus.
Fucking guy. Hey. If you've never been here before, we usually start the show off with our BS section, which we are knee deep in. Get in our What You've Been Playing, where Dane and I run on about the games we've been playing since last we talked. Get into our news and stuff section, public service announcements, and our free for all section. So yeah, welcome everyone. You guys want to hear a fun story?
Oh boy, already?
Actually, before we get to the fun story, housekeeping. Wait. Housekeeping. I didn't order no housekeeping. Join the Discord server. Geekoholics.com/Discord. If you haven't, that's our hangout. That's our forum. That's our /Reddit. That's
the place where we did that thing that time.
Yeah. It's also how you get on the list for the cool kids.
Do you want to be on the list?
Yeah.
That's how you get on the list.
Not monitored by the FBI at all. But it's the cool kid list, so it's worth it. Also,
we said we weren't going to talk about that anymore.
Join or enter our giveaway for a copy of Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War.
What a stupid fucking name. I'm not going to lie.
PS. I believe the copy I have to redeem can be redeemed either PS4 or PS5. So I guess whatever console you redeem it on.
Does it work like that for that game?
I guess it. I don't know. When I was given the code, it said it works for both systems.
Duty.
You get the upgrade, so it might be a PS4 code, and then you got to figure out how it works on PS5. But anyway, Geekoholics.com/contest. Enter the contest. If you are a Twitch sub, definitely enter because you get 150 bonus entries. It's a digital code. I will pick a winner for that next week, and I'll eventually announce the winner for the Watch Dogs contest, which I haven't done yet because... Man, I've been busy.
That game's going to be old by the time you get around to this, man.
Well, you know why I'm holding on to it is I'm just waiting for them to fix all the bugs. So
Really, we're saving you the headache.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick a winner because then, the game's broken. So
Of course.
So anyway, Geekoholics.com/contest. Enter the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War contest. I'll pick a winner next week. That's it for housekeeping.
Okay.
Story time, kids.
All right.
So,
lay it on me, Rick.
Some of you may have seen my tirade on Twitter.
So,
I can't
have
say
so many thoughts. I'm not gonna lie.
I can't say what the item is because people listen. It's Christmas time. People listen to the podcast.
Okay.
If you don't have to be much of a Sherlock Holmes to probably figure out what went missing, because I wouldn't really.
Something important went missing.
Something important, extremely hard to get.
Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego?
So anyway, I ordered this thing from Amazon.
Gotcha.
It was scheduled for delivery on Saturday.
Got it.
I get the email in the morning. Blah 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 blah.
Out for delivery.
Yeah. Blah blah blah.
On
blah.
a truck.
Has your package. It's on its way. He's
Sweet.
on delivery 2 and you're 27. So it's coming.
Oh, that sounds like an Intelcom email. Hey, it will be at your house in the next 3 hours.
Intelcom Express. The fantastic folks at Intelcom Express. Brought to you by Amazon. I'm like, sweet. I've been expecting this for a week or so. And I'm doing the Christmas lights.
Got it.
So this van pulls up. Their little Dodge crappy kid. They don't even have proper delivery vehicles. The guys, they're a joke of a courier company. They're ridiculous.
It's some dude in his minivan.
It was 2 dudes in a minivan.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Packed to the fucking gills with parcels.
Of course.
Like, it was to the ceiling, on the dash, on the floorboards in the front, in between the console. There's no way you could find my package.
Right. So it looked like somebody rolled into an Amazon depot and Amazon just like shot the packages into his van till it was full to the top and then
pretty much
and then closed the doors.
Like he's driving down the street and Amazon packages are flying out the windows. Like there's so many.
Okay.
So he hops out and he's like, "Yo, I got a package for you." I'm like, "Yeah, I know you do. I got the email.
Cool story,
I've been
bro.
waiting for this thing for a week."
Okay.
And then he proceeds to start throwing packages all over my front yard.
Trying to find the one that you are.
Trying to find my package. He knows he has my package. He scanned my fucking package.
It's on his truck somewhere.
I didn't tell this fucking prick to come to my house.
I mean, you kind of did.
Yeah.
By way of Amazon, you sort of did.
I didn't choose him. I didn't choose his vehicle.
Okay, fair enough.
But he knew he scanned it out of the depot. He had my package. It was on his list. It was in his little blippity bloop computer that tells him what to fucking do.
Okay.
So it was in his car. But after looking like an asshole for like 10 minutes, he had to have found my package, which was probably on his vehicle.
Sure.
He would have had to empty the whole thing. So he really poorly organized his van for his order of deliveries.
Sure.
Okay. That sucks. It happens, right? So he's like,
I mean, you would think he's a professional. You would think that it wouldn't.
So
but
he kind of throws his hands up in the air and he's like, "It's on another truck." I'm like, "No, it's not. You scanned it. You have my pack. You've just given up. You're just lying to me." And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, you go get rid of some of the shit that's on top of it and come back. Is what I figured was going to happen.
Right.
So no, they don't come back.
No.
My parcel gets scanned. I get an email saying it's been like returned to the warehouse, and then it's out, and then it's out for delivery the next day.
Wow.
But no updates the next day. This is Sunday. Oh. And then the same thing happens on Monday. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, fuck this. Like, I'm pissed off at this point because this was supposed to be on Saturday. Asshole shows up at my house and says he has my parcel, but then he leaves. So
he doesn't have it anymore.
I'm like cartoon, like smoke coming out of the ears at this point.
Right.
And
you're feeling like they've kidnapped your package at this point.
Well, I'm just smelling shenanigans at this point.
Okay.
And we're going to get to that because there is definitely some shenanigans. So I go to the place, and of course, the boss isn't home. Daddy's not home when I go to the depot. It's the idiots who work there.
Okay.
So I give the guy my tracking number. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's your parcel's here." Like they're aware of my parcel.
Right.
The first thing he says is, "Yeah, it's here." And then he proceeds to pace in front of me a couple times, not looking for my parcel.
He just says, "Hey, it's here," and then just walks back and forth.
He's playing with his little inventory gun, right?
Oh, okay.
That he's entered my tracking thing in.
Okay.
But before or after he first punched it in, he's like, "Oh yeah, it's here." Then he does this pacing around, not looking for it, just walking around in front of me in the warehouse.
Okay.
And then he comes back and he's like, "Oh, it's lost. I'm sorry."
You just told me it was here, though.
Yeah. Literally, if I was American and had a gun, everyone in the place would have been fucking dead.
All right.
So I'm like, what is going on? You told me it was here. You didn't look for it right in front of me. It's like a waiter if he dropped a steak on the floor and then served it to you and said, "No, there's nothing wrong with it." But I witnessed you drop it on the floor. I witnessed you not look for my package. And 2 seconds before you didn't look for my package, you told me it was here.
Right.
And he's like, "Well, Amazon will just give you a refund." And I'm like, I don't want a fucking refund.
I want the item, damn it.
I want my parcel.
That's what I need.
I want my parcel that you and your ass hat coworker told me you have and aren't giving to me.
Right.
So I'm livid. And I'm like, okay, fuck this. I got to leave before something bad happens. So right. I leave. I call like the company's number an hour on hold. Right.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
To get nowhere.
How can we help you? Oh yeah, we see your parcel's lost. I'm like, it's not fucking lost.
I mean, it's kind of lost because somebody doesn't know where it is, apparently.
Okay, I hung up before I freaking gave her a piece of my mind.
All right.
And then I call Amazon. Same fucking pony show there. Oh, yeah, right. We see there's difficulties delivering your package, and it looks like your package is lost. Yeah, we'll just give you a refund in a couple days. And I'm like, I don't want a fucking refund. I want my package. These motherfuckers have my fucking package. I just want my package.
It's not about the money. It's about the item that is impossible to get right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, okay. That was useless. So
right.
Now I'm on Twitter. Fuck Amazon. Fucking Telecom Express. Fuck all y'all. You're all dead
you're
to me.
Pretty upset.
Your customer service sucks. I hate you all.
Yep.
Like when Rico falls down, you're on the list. Both of you are on the list. You're on the list now. So pray that day doesn't happen.
All right.
So then I'm like, a couple days rolls by. It's Wednesday. I'm like, you know what? This is bullshit. These assholes know what it is, and they're attempting to just get away with stealing it because no one's going to do anything. They know Amazon's going to give me my money back, and no one's going to face any repercussions. So you know what? I'm calling the police. So I call the police, and I tell them the story. It's not that funny. Oh, it gets better. It gets good. It gets better. So the first, like the desk.
I'm sorry, dude. The audacity of you like. I'm calling the cops. My package. You gotta understand. Like, I get where you're coming from, dude. But like, you sound like one of those crazy people. Like calling the cops. They didn't deliver my package. They said they were going to deliver my package. And
not only did they not deliver my package, those motherfuckers weren't wearing masks. Sorry, folks. We're on a fucking journey here. We're almost done. The story's almost over. So I call them, and the lady who, I guess the clerk or the person who takes the calls, right? She's like, oh yeah.
Yep.
She's like, okay, they told you they had it. They admitted to you they had it twice, and they didn't give it to you. She's like, okay, I will get an officer to call you.
Sure.
Like, I'm like, yeah, they stole it. They didn't lose it. They're just refusing to give me my thing. And okay. I said, I'm like, I don't feel like it's cool that they just get to do that and figure that, oh, well, Amazon will give him his money. We're going to take his product, and, they win. I don't really lose because I do get my money back, but at the same time,
sure.
I think it's bullshit that those assholes get away with that.
Okay.
Nobody fucks with me. I don't give a shit. So
got it.
Now this is where the story gets real good.
All right.
and I'm going to try and keep it brief and polite. Sorry if any of your police officers out there, but wow. No help at all.
No, I don't imagine they would.
It's not a criminal matter.
It's not at that point.
I'm like, but the guy was such a dick about it. Like he was a dick.
I mean, like I said, like you got to understand from the outside, listening to the story. Even like I understand,
but they're stealing stuff. That's a crime. Stealing. If this was Canada Post or UPS, someone would be in a lot of trouble. There's unions involved, and charges would get brought against employees for stealing, especially Canada Post. If you're stealing packages, that's a federal fucking crime.
Sure.
But it didn't come from Canada Post. It came from some shitty courier.
You gotta prove that. You gotta prove that it didn't just fall off the back of the truck. Like there's a whole thing here. I mean, like.
So yes, my wife laughed at me too for calling the police.
Okay, good. Yeah.
But I just wanted to, because I just wanted to see what they had to say.
Sure. And they said that's not our problem. It hasn't become a criminal problem yet.
He's like, you've got proof, because I have proof. I have video of them coming to my house.
Sure.
On my camera. I have 2 instances of them saying, he's like, you've got a perfectly legal civil case against them. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not going to take him I'm not going to spend $2,000 to take him to court. And he's like, yeah, well, not my problem. I'm a dick cop and fuck you. We don't care. I'm like, so they just get away with it. And he's like, pretty much. And I'm like, okay, thank you for not helping me. Goodbye. Click. I hung up on the cop because he was a fucking dick. But he was a dick about it. He could have been nice.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Maybe he's having a bad day, but he was a fucking asshole.
I mean, he's dealing with some guy that was calling the cops about, Amazon not delivering its package.
I called him about someone stealing shit. Okay?
Okay. Got it.
So thanks, police, for no help at all. And now, anyone out there who has a parcel theft or stuff from your front, they just don't give a shit. That's why they do it. There's no repercussions. No one gets in trouble because the police don't care. So that's neither here nor there. Then I'm like, okay, fuck the police. Seriously, by NWA. That's going off in my head. And I'm like, what do I do now? I go back to the fucking depot.
Yep.
And like I said earlier, when I went the first time, Daddy wasn't home.
Sure.
Daddy was home when I went this time.
Oh, okay. I found your package.
I calmly walked in there. This is after getting pissed off with my interaction with the police.
Okay.
Fuming from my last couple interactions with Intelcom Express.
Yep.
Just cool and collected. I have my printout of the guy's name and my tracking number. And I'm like, hey, this guy came to my house on Saturday. He said I had my package. He didn't deliver it. Can you please help me? And the first thing I asked is like, I walked in and I'm like, are you the boss? He's like, I'm the boss. And I'm like, sweet.
Perfect.
Can you help me? And he's like, I sure can try. And he's like, let me see. Goes to his like not dumb little inventory gun. He goes to the actual computer. He's like, oh yeah, it's on a truck. I guess he's like, it looks like they're attempting to redeliver it today. I'm like, oh, sweet. He's like, but let me phone the guy who has it. He phones the guy who has it. Oh, he doesn't have it. It's still in the warehouse.
Oh, really? Then why does it say that it's been scanned out and it's on a truck?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, this kind of reeks like the weekend and the time I came here on Monday. And I'm like, the guy who came to my house told me he had it. The guy I dealt with on Monday that I came in here told me that you guys had it, but I don't have it. You guys have it, but I don't have it. And he's like, don't worry. He's like, I will find it. There will be repercussions. And I'm like, in my head, fuck yeah.
Finally.
Magically, someone pops out of somewhere, and here's my package.
Oh my gosh, look at that.
Look at that.
So you walked away from the depot after talking to Daddy with your package.
You shake the right tree.
You shake the right branch on the right tree.
You get the fruit. Now, if I was anyone else, they wouldn't have gone to this extreme. These guys would have had their 30-day or 45-day unclaimed package bullshit. And then I don't know how they do it. If the employees just
I don't know.
Take it, or if they auction it between all of them. I don't know what their system is. But like,
no idea.
Wow, what a infuriating process. Thank God the boss was there and he sorted it, and I got it. But like when I got it, I threw it in the van.
Yeah.
They blatantly opened the package and knew what was in it.
Oh, really? Like you could tell?
The tape was ripped open and you can easily see what was in the package. So these guys
right.
are running shenanigans with making stuff disappear.
Right.
And they know there's no repercussions. That's just so frustrating. Happy ending.
I don't disagree with you there.
Happy ending. I was ecstatic. But man, I had to jump through a lot of hoops. And yeah, it was very frustrating. I hope y'all enjoyed I hope y'all enjoyed my fucking story.
Man.
A lot easier than just frustrating, eh?
Yeah. Well, hey, there was some lessons to be learned, and but at the end you won, so that's that's something.
Intel Express. It's Amazon's like cheap ass ghetto courier they use.
Yeah, it's weird. Like before, like months ago, I would order things from Amazon, and if I took their standard 2-day shipping, it always got sent out Canada Post.
Mm-hmm. So the shipping that you paid for?
No, like just Amazon Prime. Like if I took their standard 2-day shipping,
I used to get it through Canada Post.
Yeah, they always shipped Canada Post. It was great, and I always knew that if I picked the standard 2-day shipping, that I was gonna get Canada Post, and that was perfect because Canada Post always delivered in the middle of the day, because that's how they operate. So I was always happy because they would deliver at Canada Post, and they would show up at my office at 2:00 in the afternoon, and they would drop it off, and I was like, perfect.
They're a legit establishment. They don't pull shenanigans.
So, and then a while ago, like, I don't know what changed. I don't know if like Canada Post said, yo, like there's way too much traffic. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the deal was.
These other guys undercut them by not having delivery vehicles. Not having like
so since then, now everything from Amazon is being delivered in my area from Intelcom, and it's fucking horrible.
Yeah,
like
it's
like
bad.
I don't know how many times now I have had them just like walk up to the door at our office. Like we're in a commercial building with multiple offices in our big under the roof of our office building. And I've had them multiple times now just walk up to the door, not even knock on it during this is at 4:00 in the afternoon or whatever. There is somebody there. It like our door is locked after 3:30.
Yeah.
But I've literally had them, the door is open. They don't even knock on the door. They just set it beside the door in the hallway, like where people walking by.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it and say it was delivered.
Yeah, there was a story.
And it's just like, what the fuck?
There was a story.
One day I had them deliver a package at 6:00 in the evening. Our office is clearly closed, and they just left it there. And I was lucky.
That was just recent, right? The cleaning people
it was
put
like
it
2 weeks
inside
ago.
for you.
I was lucky because we had the cleaners show up that night, and they brought it inside our office, so it was there in the morning. But and I was also lucky because it was like a $20 item. So like if it went missing, I was like, it sucks to have to go through the hassle of trying to get another one.
At the end of the day, I would have got my money back, but it was a little bit of the precedent. And
absolutely,
everyone in chat's asking what the item was. Just you can guess. I can't say because people listen to this show, which I've done favors to get this thing for them.
Right.
Christmas. Just you could figure it out. Hopefully they don't figure it out, but I'm just not going to say.
All right.
It's a highly coveted item. Let's just leave it at that.
Right.
So, yeah, like apparently on the news, people were like complaining about getting stuff just that same. They ditch it, take a picture, it's considered delivered, and then it's on you if it goes away. And then the police don't help you. It's like during this time of year with so many like stuff like Xbox and PS5s that are impossible to get, like we got a story about this that kind of delves into this.
That's the thing. Like I ordered my wife a birthday present that was supposed to be here on yesterday. It didn't show up yesterday. It said it was supposed to show up again today, which it has not. It's not even. They're saying, oh, it's going to be delivered before 10 p.m. I'm like, dude, I get it delivered to the office again. it's not even, I don't even have an alert telling me that, hey, it's on a truck at this point. I'm like, so clearly it's not going to show up today.
No.
Like so now I'm 2 days late on her birthday present. Like,
thanks.
So now it's going to show up tomorrow and I'm not even working tomorrow. Like,
you get to go for a drive.
So now I got to drive to work because they delivered. Oh, not fun.
Yeah.
Not fun at all.
Anyway, that was my story. Hopefully no one else is going through this nonsense. Unfortunately, a lot of people are. Dane, shall we get into some what you've been playing?
Yeah, let's do that. That's the thing we do here. We talk about video games.
Yeah, well, that was, kind of video game related.
It may or may not have been video game adjacent.
It was a IRL video game adventure I went on.
There you go.
I've been
playing a quest.
It was the most epic of quests.
Perfect.
It was the test of my patience quest.
Nice.
I started playing Miles Morales.
That game's real good
on PS5.
I hate you. I'm so jealous.
Is real good. Well, I bought it. You could buy it too. They still haven't said anything.
We've been over this. I am not gonna purchase it when I've already had.
But they didn't get back to you.
No, I've messaged I messaged them on Friday
of last week.
Yep. But she had she had a long weekend, so she wasn't gonna be back in the office till yesterday. So I didn't want to bother her yesterday because, you're getting back into the office, you're trying to get into the swing of things.
You want me to email him again?
So I emailed her again today.
Oh, okay.
To see an update. So I'm hoping, I didn't hear anything today, but I'm hoping
did you send it
tomorrow. It was like 10, 11 o'clock this morning. But they are out east, so I know, essentially they're done by noon.
They are on super lockdown right now too, by the way. So
yeah,
that might make things a little more difficult.
Yeah, it's a bummer because I know that I've seen a couple people now that had this exact specific issue.
It seems like you just need to get a PS5 specific code. Is that what it is?
That I think that's what it is. I'm not sure because one of the people that I saw, they literally said hey, they had the same thing. They reached out, but the thing is that they live in the US, and so their PR person that they deal with Sony is actually Sony, not a PR firm. They deal directly with Sony, whereas us in Canada, we deal with a PR firm on behalf of Sony. Mm-hmm. So it's not the same. So he reached out to them and he was like, hey, what's going on? And he updated and said yeah, I reached out to them and they hooked me up and I'm all good now. Yeah. But I reached out to him and I was like, hey, what did they have to send you a new code? Was it just a switch they had to flip on the back end? What happened? And he didn't reply. So, which is too bad, but it sucks because I really, really, really want to finish that game because it's really good, but I really wanted to finish it on PS5.
Well, I started it on PS5. It's very pretty.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's pretty on PS4, but I can't imagine. I see everybody's screenshots and videos, and I'm like, holy shit, this game can look so good.
Yeah, I'm playing in the fidelity mode? Is that what they call it?
Yeah, quality versus performance.
Yeah, I'm playing on the mode with the ray tracing.
Yeah,
the 30 FPS doesn't bother me.
Yeah, that's the quality mode.
It's because it looks so good. The ray tracing is really cool, but man, Miles is awesome.
Right?
I love the freaking soundtrack and the music.
Oh my god, that's what I said. The soundtrack is incredible.
I guess because he's just bumping tunes all the time. He just has awesome. Because I played the other game a couple of years ago now. From what I remember, the other game was all video game superhero music, right?
Yeah, I mean it had a really epic soundtrack.
Yeah, but Miles is the soundtrack is the music he's bumping on his MP3 player. Or on his phone, he's listening to legit tunes, and it's cool. And it's even changes when he takes his headphones and stuff off, and the whole family dynamic and the Christmassy time stuff.
Oh, I know, right? That's what I was saying. What a perfect game to come out right now. Because yes, it's the same map as Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's all winter.
But they've all Christmased it up. Yeah. It's all wintry. There's snow and there's Christmas lights and Christmas trees and all that kind of stuff. It's oh, it's so good.
They removed the Chrysler building because that building sucks. Did you see the stories about that?
Yeah, apparently they couldn't get licensing.
Well, I'm sure they could have got licensing. It's just there's a point where no, we're not paying you that much money for your stupid building.
Yeah,
basically.
Exactly.
So anyway, whatever. I just thought that was kind of funny. But yeah, plays fantastic. Looks amazing. The reflections in the building when you're climbing around. I'm bad at it. I need to.
That's what you're saying.
I need to like relearn how to play it again.
I guess like for me, like I didn't finish Spider-Man that long ago, so like I kind of recently had played it like a month or two ago. So like for me, it's kind of like it's fresh-ish still.
Well, I've been playing Demon Souls and Destiny, so it's like yeah, it's very different. But I'm getting the hang of it, remembering all because I was really good at Spider-Man, like at chaining combos and using the gadgets and all that stuff. And right now, I just kind of feel like a little bit of a bumbling idiot.
So that's the one thing. That's the one other thing that I love about that game is like when you're swinging with Miles, you can tell he's new to swinging. His like arms and legs are all over the place. He's like flailing. I love that. It's just like it's like such a little thing, but it's so good.
I love the swinging. I forget how much I love that from Spider-Man. Like just getting around the city, and it's especially cool if you've like. I've been to New York a couple times now, and I love that city. It's like one of my favorite places in the world that I've ever been to. It's such a neat place, and I highly recommend when this pandemic is over, and hopefully the aliens or the asteroid doesn't hit us, because this is the kind of year we're fucking having.
Yeah.
I highly recommend you go to New York. Like, go with a friend. Go make a friend there. Just fucking go to New York. Go
check it out.
It's a cool fucking city. So playing this game and swinging around is so neat. It's so neat. And I'm having fun. The combat's good. It looks fantastic. The music's great. Miles is great. The story's great. It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Have
good.
you? I don't know how far in are you.
About the game says I think I'm 20% or something. So I'm not very far. Like I literally just started.
Okay. I was going to say, have you unlocked like all of his powers yet?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So like, I mean,
I've got the Venom Strike stuff.
Okay.
I've got.
Do you have his invisibility yet?
No.
Okay. So
I was running around getting the underground caches for.
Oh, okay.
I instantly got freaking sidetracked as soon as the world, as soon as like the stuff. Oh, look at all these things you can collect. Me, okay.
Yep.
Oh, my mission's over there.
Watch the numbers go up.
The mission's over there. Well, there's like 10 boxes on the fucking way there. I can't just swing by. I can't just swing by them.
No, you gotta like put those on your map, and then you swing to that one, you do it, and then you swing to the next one, you do that, and I get it.
But fuck yeah, I'm really liking it. And of course, if you own a PS5, man, you have to own Miles. Like, if you don't own Miles, you're doing it wrong.
Well, hey, I would love to, and I do. I just like I said, like they told me it was easy. You put the PS4 code in, and then when the PS5 comes out, it's just supposed to. There you go. It works. You got a PS5 version now.
If you don't hear from them tomorrow, email me and I'll reach out again.
Yeah. Like I said, it has to have something to do with. Well, I know it has something to do with the press code. I don't know if
it at this point it absolutely does. So, I guess I've also been playing this.
What is this? What is this thing?
My Game and Watch.
You're playing Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers. This is the newest in portable video game technology. This is the new console to rival the Nintendo Switch. It is the Super Mario Brothers Game & Watch by Nintendo.
Okay.
If you haven't heard, the Switch has been discontinued, and this is the follow-up to the Nintendo Switch. But it only has one game, and that's the original Super Mario Brothers.
Lame.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. It's
very small.
To be honest, this is for.
It looks like my Game Boy Advance Micro.
Yeah, it's bigger than that though, so it's probably a little.
What? It's bigger than that?
Yeah, it's taller.
Jeez. What are they even doing?
It's neat, but I only recommend this for the most hardcore of Nintendo fans.
Right, because it only has Super Mario Brothers on it, right?
Well, no. Well, it has Super Mario Brothers. It has Super Mario Brothers 2. And it has
Japanese Super Mario Brothers 2
or
the American.
And it has Ball. Super Mario Brothers 2, which we called the Lost
Levels. Okay.
They have it localized with Super Mario Brothers 2.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe that's what they've done.
Sweet.
Because that one never came here. Because our Super Mario Brothers 2 was like something.
And that was like what, like $40, something like that?
$40? No, I think it was $69. And then it's a watch. It's a clock. It's really neat. It's battery powered. It's USB-C. And I'm just waiting for these freaking guys on the internet to hack it so I can expand its capabilities. I will say, which I'm sure will come. Apparently, you can play Doom on it already.
I mean, you can play Doom on everything, right? So,
yeah, I think you can. Fridge, toaster, toothbrush.
Yeah, pretty much.
Didn't someone put it on a toothbrush? I swear to God.
Somebody put it on one of those like pregnancy check things.
That's what it was, a pregnancy checker, not a toothbrush.
Yep. Once they put screens on toothbrushes, I'm sure somebody will put Doom on it.
I've also played a lot of Destiny. And I kind of got mad at myself because I was like, man, I need to play all these other games. I don't have any time. And then Steam's like, you've played too many hours of this game. I'm like, jeez, oh, fuck. I'm like, no wonder I haven't played anything else. I've played way more than this than I realize.
You do play a lot of Destiny.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times where I glance over and I'm like, oh, what's real? Oh, Destiny. Never mind.
We'll talk about it in the news because there is a story related to the raid, but that's about it. You've been playing Fortnite with the boys?
Yeah, I realized that I had till like next week to make sure that I have enough V-Bucks to get the next battle pass for free. So I needed to get my shit together and do that. So I went from level 34 to level 62 after the end of the weekend. So I have now enough V-Bucks to get the next battle pass, but I will probably continue on as well.
You got to get freaking Iron Man. Actually, Dr. Doom's pretty cool.
He's the next one on my list. So I've got Storm now, and I'm just working on the things that I need to do with her to like unlock her stuff.
Her emote and her flying.
Yeah.
Her flying power.
Yeah.
That Marvel Battle Pass is pretty sweet.
It is pretty cool. I won't lie. And I did manage to take out Wolverine. So So I got Wolverine now.
On your own or with help?
All by myself.
Nice.
I was all by myself and no one was there.
It
was hilarious because like I landed and I did a bunch of stuff. I killed a bunch of people and then I was like, shit, the storm's coming. I need to get the fuck out of here. And as I was exiting, trying to like just carry on my merry way, he happened to just be over there and I was like, well, we'll see how this is gonna go. I'm either gonna get my ass beat down or I'm gonna kill Wolverine.
If you have a couple good guns full of ammo and you just unload on him and all your shots hit as he's running towards you, you can usually do it. But if he gets close, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like he just chops you up real quick. But that's kind of neat. I'm like, what is? Oh God, that's Wolverine. He's chasing me. The first time I saw him, he killed me the first time I saw him. But like, I didn't expect it. I didn't know he was in the game yet at that point. So it was like, haha, motherfucker. Here comes this guy with freaking claws, and he's pissed. I'm like, I didn't do anything.
Yeah. So then I got his claws.
Yeah,
but then there's the challenge that you got to kill, that you got to do enough damage with his claws.
Yeah.
So then I went chasing a bunch of people, and I was so close. You need to deal like, what is it, 200 damage? I think it is with his claws.
Basically 2 kills with it.
And I'm at like 160 something damage now, and I'm like,
So you got to kill him again, get his claws, or one of the superhero modes you get the claws.
Yeah.
But I don't know if any of the superhero modes are on right now.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just been diving back into that. I didn't really play anything else since like over the course of the weekend. I was pretty much just playing some Fortnite and diving into that. So
I platinumed Astrobot. Astro's Playroom.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That game's great.
Yeah, it is.
So that happened too.
Excellent.
Now I'm going to platinum Demon Souls. What? No, I'm not.
I was just gonna say you're gonna keep playing Demon's Souls instead of Destiny.
I might platinum, go back and try and earn my platinum on Spider-Man, considering I got
Miles Morales,
the original one. I was so close.
You platinumed it.
No, I was very close.
So import your save and do the last couple things.
Well, I got to download. That's the thing. I got to download the PS4 game to export the save to import in the new one.
Oh, fuck. Wait, you don't have autosave set up?
It doesn't pull from the cloud, my friend. You actually have to export it from the PS4 game.
Oh, you're saying you have to export it from within the PS4 game?
In the PS4 game.
So you can't just download the save from the cloud onto your local machine and then use that? Really?
I guess it's got to do something to the save.
Weird.
That is weird. I know it's kind of dumb. Yeah. So
it's very dumb. But
anyway, so I'll have to waste a download on that. Yeah, that's it. Is that it for what you've been playing, Dane?
That's it, man.
Shall we get into some news and stuff?
Yeah.
The news and stuff. Cyberpunk 2077 retail copies are in the wild. Beware of spoilers. This story from VG247 by our friend Sharif Saeed. It looks like
the game went gold how many months ago at this point?
That was in October, right?
Yeah, it better be
before it went gold before the delay, the 3-week delay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, people who get the game early flock to Twitter and Twitch and start streaming it right away.
Obviously, why? Like, what's the point? Like, if you get a game early and you don't stream it to Twitch, did you even get it early? I mean,
this is true. It's like,
yeah.
If no one hears you fart, did you even fart?
Well, I mean, you when you do, yes, because that's a whole different thing, though.
Yeah, so be careful.
I don't even have press. We don't even have press copies yet. Those motherfuckers.
No, that's kind of funny. I'm sure it's fine to say I think they're soon, maybe.
I hope. I mean, I don't know. That game.
It's a little inside baseball. I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but we don't have it. I can say that much. We do not have it.
No.
I'm hoping to get it soon.
It comes out on the 10th, so I would hope that they want to give a little bit of lead time, like, for press and reviewers and stuff, because like my understanding is it's not a small game. No. So I mean, you'd want to give some people some like headway, right?
Next week is what? I guess it's 2 weeks.
2
weeks from when you're listening to this podcast. Oops.
Yep. 2 weeks exactly from tomorrow.
2 weeks.
The 10th. So
from when you're listening to this podcast, and 2 weeks until we get to play it. Oh, it looks pretty good. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It looks good on PC. Did I put the story in here about the PC specs? No, I didn't.
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Did we talk
PC specs are out.
Yeah, it looks like it's pretty not that brutal to get.
I'm
worries?
Well, it's not that I have worries. It's just that it seems like more often than not, I look at what they recommend or what they say can run things, and it's like, if they're not saying what frame rate, for example, like, oh, this can run at this, it's like, yeah, just because it can run at 30 doesn't necessarily mean, like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're not saying
that's not necessarily the way you want to play it.
Right, like they're recommending like, oh, these are the specs for 1440p, but they're not saying like this is 60, this is 30.
Yeah.
No idea.
That's true, because on 4K, they were basically, my machine is basically the 4K Ultra.
Yeah, with ray tracing.
With ray tracing on Ultra.
Yeah.
But that's true. They don't say FPS. So
no. So that's
clearly that's a minimum of 30. Fingers crossed at 60.
Yeah, so like they're recommending for 1440p, they're essentially recommending, a video card very similar to mine. Mine is not listed, but they're recommending a 2060.
Yeah.
But again, like they don't say if that's for 30 frames or for 60. Mm-hmm. Like I have no idea. So I'm hoping because, and we'll talk about it later, there's no way in hell that I'm going to be like getting an upgrade before that game comes out.
Why not, Dean?
Well, I have thoughts. We will talk about it. So yeah, but I'm just I really hope that they put a benchmark in the game that is actually reminiscent of what type of performance you're going to get, just so that it's going to make it easier for reviewers.
It looked
not
promising.
Even so much like game reviewers, but just like tech reviewers, so that they can run like benchmarks and give you a good idea of like, hey, this card is actually the one you want, or that one is, the one you want to do that. So anyways.
This next story is also Cyberpunk related, from VG247 by Alex Calvin. CD Projekt Red has taken steps to allow streamers and YouTubers to play Cyberpunk 2077 without being worried about their content being hit with DMCA strikes. In the latest episode of its Night City Wire video series, the developer's UK head of communications, Holly Bennett, said that it was including a mode that would allow influencers to turn off certain copyrighted songs that might cause issues. We know that for content creators, licensed music can sometimes be problematic. She said, so with this new mode, you'll be able to disable a small number of selected tracks, which could cause some issues, replacing them with a different song, helping to avoid any problems.
What a world we live in, where you can't just,
we didn't talk
stream a video game, and
we didn't talk about it, but over the last month, people have been like just getting hammered with copyright strikes on Twitch and for music. And to be honest, some people are getting just nailed for sound effect claims.
Yeah,
because we forget that video games are, made by a lot of people, and sometimes there's a lot of trickery with what is owned and what is allowed, and this is, I don't know, I guess something changed with the RIAA recently, and that's why this started happening. But like literally, it's kind of like, yeah, you can get nailed for it, for as much as Twitch should be taking care of this and making it a non-issue. There's no streaming music, because you know what? You don't have a license to stream music. There's, that sound effect or that track belongs to me. I didn't give you permission to put on your stream. So there's a lot of complications. So this is kind of neat that they're doing this, but it's kind of funny. It's like Cyberpunk and all about hacking and not following the rules. Hey, we're going to do this thing so you guys don't get in trouble.
Yeah, it's the whole thing is kind of bizarre to me, but
it's better than muting, I guess, the audio. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
This is I think this is gonna be like a standard feature rolling forward with games.
Like, how fucked is that we need to put that in? Like, I don't know.
I don't think it's fucked so much as like music forever, since the invention of music. If you play music publicly, you pay fees. Like if you have a restaurant, you pay a license to play music.
I know. I know. Like,
so it's the same premise. It's it kind of
pay
sucks
for the like license.
But the thing is, you think
or whatever,
Twitch as being the big giant Amazon owned, Jeff Bezos buck funded company, that they would just pony up and make some kind of deal.
Yeah, like
that's the annoying part of the whole thing, to be honest. Because this should be a non-issue. This is content that your employees are essentially doing at your benefit. Like Twitch makes more money than any of the streamers make.
Oh yeah, a lot.
So would it not benefit them to just hammer out a deal so that their biggest streamers are getting taken to court for playing music? Or getting fined, or getting their accounts shut down? I know, right?
Yeah, you would think, but
it just kind of, to me, it just goes to show Twitch doesn't give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
It should be a non-issue. They should just pay for it. They should hammer out a deal with the music industry, just like Spotify and everyone else who streams music and their kind of deals. And it's the cost of doing business, Twitch. I'm sorry. As much as they want to avoid, that's the thing. They don't want to pay it. So they're putting the onus on the streamers.
Yeah.
But there isn't even a program that streamers can sign up to pay, like if they wanted to.
No, and that's the other thing is like the
I guess that's going to be the next.
I think where I have an issue with this whole thing is like they're getting nailed for music that's in the game that they're playing. Like I can understand I understand when like the streamer
you
gets
would,
like in shit for streaming Spotify.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like I get that.
You're
Like
not a
you're
radio
playing a game
station.
and
You're
they've
not
just
a
got the radio
club or
station, right? Like I understand why they get in shit for that.
Yeah.
Like that to me, like I'm like, yes,
That's
that
very
I get it. Fair enough.
Clean cut, very simple.
But like you're playing the fucking game, so like that's the music in the game. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that's where I have a bit of a like fuck off.
Yeah, you'd think if the song was in the game that CD Projekt Red or EA or whoever negotiated, hey, your song is in our game.
It's gonna get streamed.
Here's your pile of money.
You would think that would be in the fair use.
Then
you know what I mean? Like that would be.
No, it wouldn't fall under fair use, but you think it would be negotiated that your song's in this game. So we've hereto licensed this song for, remasters, remakes, whatever console we put the system on, and also a license to stream, permission to this to be streamed. You think it would be part of that package, but I guess that's a whole other negotiation tree.
I guess, and I guess maybe like the video game companies don't want to try and deal that because then of course
they'd have to pay more. They'd have to pay.
You're
more,
never
clearly.
and you're also never like music licensing is never in perpetuity. Like it's never forever. So like the thing is it always ends. That's the thing. The fucked up part. Is like you put these cool tracks.
Contracts have changed where they try to include that clause now. I've read a lot about it but before, like the old Tony Hawk, when they licensed the soundtrack in Tony Hawk 1, they never thought about remasters. They never thought about remakes. They never thought about needing to license the music down the road.
It's not even just that though. Like we were watching I can't remember
movies
what TV show it was.
Movies and shows are losing songs. That's right.
It was a TV show and like the whole intro song is completely different because the license on the intro music fucking ended. And
they didn't renegotiate it because they're not making enough money to renegotiate it. Yeah.
Like to me, it's like one of those things. Like if you're gonna license that music to them, like in that specific situation, that music should be licensed for them. You would think for that specific use.
You would specifically think the show even owned it themselves.
I mean, obviously that's like sometimes that's why they do the whole like make a song for our intro so that we do own it and we can use it in perpetuity. But like you would think that in that specific use case that it would just be forever because like it's that specific. Like, and I can understand, trying to use it elsewhere and so on and so forth. Like I get that. But like you've licensed it for the intro to your fucking TV show. You know that they're going to they're going to re-release that shit. They're going to put it on Blu-ray. They're going to put it on like
the next iteration of digital format,
right? And you mean to tell me that like
services, that's
10 years are up, man. That's it. Your music's gone.
I don't know what series it is, but I remember a year or two ago, like some series, 90s or something sitcom that was on Netflix, and everyone's like, "Yeah, all the music's gone." Yeah, like a big part of what everyone liked that show about, it's all gone.
Supernatural.
Oh yeah,
ton like the intro. As well as a ton of the music that was in that show, especially in the early seasons.
Yeah,
they're not in the show anymore. When you watch them in streaming services, and that was the thing, especially, like since then, of course, it's been done or whatever. But that was one of those big things that, like, back when Supernatural came out, like the driving down the road, the brothers in the car, the music, like, that was huge. Like, it's fucked. Like, it's so fucked.
Well. It's early days. Maybe they'll come together and have a nice negotiation and figure this out.
Dare to dream, I guess. Yeah. Dare to dream.
When money's involved, nothing's ever simple.
Yeah.
Moving along. This next story from Gematsu, not from IO Interactive. IO Interactive created the story. Gematsu posted it. Our friend Sal Romano. IO Interactive announces a Project 007. IO Interactive has announced Project 007, a tentatively named James Bond game developed and published by the company for modern systems and platforms and powered by its proprietary Glacier technology.
It's an origin story, eh?
It's true that once in a while the stars do align in our industry, said IO Interactive CEO Hakan Abrak in a press release. Creating an original Bond game is a monumental undertaking, and I truly believe IO Interactive, working closely with our partners at Eon and MGM can deliver something extremely special for our players and communities. That's pretty exciting.
Dude, it's like, I hope, like I really like what those guys do with the Hitman games.
Yeah, Hitman's awesome.
I really hope it's not just Hitman, but they've changed Hitman to be James Bond. Like, I hope they add more nuances and stuff. Like, I hope there's some levels that are more action oriented. But I also love the idea of, like, okay, you're James Bond now.
Yeah.
Like, sneak in and do the thing that, like, you kind of have you doing in Hitman, which is, like, really neat. I'm very excited about this. I think it's a fantastic, like, fit. They put out the little, like, teaser thing or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gave me goosebumps because it's like the 007 and the music and everything. And I was like, fuck yeah, so good. So it's an original story and it's an origin story, which I thought was really cool. So
yeah, it's exciting. Like,
I mean, we probably won't see anything about it for like 2 years or more, but hey, either way, super cool.
It does look cool. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Marvel's Avengers Operation Kate Bishop. Taking Aim launches December 8th. This story also from Gamatsu and Sal Romano. Marvel's Avengers will add Kate Bishop as a playable character in Operation Kate Bishop Taking Aim on December 8th. Publisher Square Enix and developers Crystal Dynamics and Eidos Montreal announced. I guess they had a war table, right? The other day or something?
They did.
Here's an interview with the content via Square Enix. Blah, 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 blah. Don't want to read that. Kate's coming. We're finally getting some content for Avengers.
That's December 8th, right?
December 8th. And
yeah.
It's free, right?
So the character is free. To get the battle pass for the character, you got to pay.
For all the unlockable skins and bullshit.
Yeah.
I will definitely check back in for that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like a video. There's like a 10-minute video where they kind of do like a deep dive with the character and show off like kind of how she plays and a bunch of stuff like that.
I'll say cool. A lot of people are really upset. People are not very happy that it's taken so long for this to get here.
I mean,
no one's ever happy.
We've talked about it before on this show, and I'll kind of reiterate. I think that developing a game in the middle of a pandemic was a lot harder than anybody realized. Mixed with the fact that I think when that game came out, I think they didn't realize quite how many bugs that were left in it, and they've spent a lot more time trying to squash a lot of that stuff. It's a similar problem that Anthem had, right? The game came out, and then they were like, oh shit, we have so much work we need to do to get the bugs and get it to where we actually wanted it to be.
Yeah.
And then 3-4 months later, they were finally starting to hit that point. But because they've been working so hard on that, they didn't have any content to push out. So it was this kind of weird situation. So, I mean, I don't think that this is quite obviously in that particular situation, but it's definitely akin to that, I think. And like, I know that we've seen, some developers have talked, so like, it's not easy to, to develop video games.
It's not easy
with everybody working at home. It's a very collaborative thing, right? Like having people in offices and being able to look over people's shoulders and talking about it.
Yeah, you got to point at stuff on the screen over right next to your coworker.
Yeah,
the content looks cool.
Yeah, so like I'm super curious. Like because that's the thing, right? Like the best part of Avengers was the single player campaign. Like it was great. Like that was a fun ass game, for 25 hours or whatever it was that I played it. The problem that I had, at least, was that like as much fun as that was, once I was done with that, the quote unquote end game, that was the stuff I just didn't really want to do over and over and over and over again. Because that's being
the comic guy, you're the official podcast comic guy. You're a comic book nerd. Does she look like I'm not very familiar with her. I know who she is. I know she's not a made up character. Is this one of their takes on the character, or does she look like closer to the comic book iterations of her?
Yeah, I mean, she looks like pretty much what you would expect. Like she looks like Kate Bishop. As much as I guess the thing is the other characters everyone compared to the cinematic universe. There's no cinematic universe to compare her to be disappointed about how she looks, right? Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So she looks good then.
Yeah, I mean,
the content looks neat. Watching the trailer,
yeah.
It looks like they added some cool stuff.
Yeah, like I'll be curious how she plays, right? So like that's kind of my question is like, because like we have a couple of ranged characters, but not really in Avengers. Like they're all like it's kind of this, and even her character, it looks like she's got her bow, but she's also got her like energy sword or whatever, right? So
she's
it's like
a mix of melee and ranged.
Yeah, which is kind of like Black Widow in a way. She's got her guns, but then she's also got hers her batons, right? So no, I think I'm excited. I'm really curious to see like how she plays and I think it's cool that they're like finally starting to get into that more content that they were hoping for. My question is like, is there going to be any like what kind of a, I guess like if I think about this as a little bit of almost like an expansion with a character, like, because like the campaign was great with all the different characters that you ended up playing through. So like, is this a situation where there's going to be like 3 story missions that are Kate Bishop specific? Is this like a 6-hour thing? Is this like a 3-hour thing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we looking at? Or is it even like, or is there's like 1 or 2 missions and then it's just back to the end game?
There's a lot of cutscene content, that's for sure. Like looking at this reveal, I'm like, that's a lot of cutscenes for.
Yeah, well, I mean, a bunch of these cutscenes are from the original game and stuff too, right?
But a lot of new ones. I'm like, that looks like a lot of story content.
So like I'm hoping that it's not just like a quick little like these are 3 missions that you do as Kate Bishop and then that's it for story. Cause like I don't know, at least for me, like that's the best part of that game is the story shit. Like so we'll see.
Voiced by Ashley Birch. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So looking forward to a lot more of that.
Yeah,
she looks like she has some cool stuff. So
what was it, December 8th?
Yep.
So we've got 2 days to play that, and then it's Cyberpunk.
Yep.
Our next story from IGN by Joe Scrubbles. Speaking of Marvel's Avengers, it hasn't recouped its development costs yet. Square Enix sees 7 billion yen loss after lower than expected sales and high marketing costs.
Wow.
Sales have been lower than expected, and the game hasn't yet recouped its development costs of approximately 67 million USD operating loss in Square Enix HD Games segment during its last financial quarter. Company president Yosuke Matsude explained in a newly translated results briefing, sales of Marvel's Avengers were lower than we had expected and unable to completely offset the amortization of the game's development costs.
Wow.
Game analyst David Gibson previously explained that the company sold 60% of its planned units. And the numbers implied the game's cost around $100 million to make.
I mean, that's actually... That's kind of in line with what I would have expected, to be honest with you. Like, games are expensive to make.
Responding to an investor's question on the subject, Matsuda clarified that had Avengers not been released in that quarter, the company would have made a profit. That comes down to both development and marketing cost. That is weird. I guess they just...
I mean, I will say, like, they threw marketing behind it hard.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that shit on TV. Like it was...
It
was everywhere when it came out, I want to say.
This isn't the first time we've seen stories out of Square whining about their Western releases not making their expectations. They did this
specifically from Crystal Dynamics.
They did this exact same thing with Tomb Raider.
Yeah, they were like, we're gonna sell 20 million copies of Tomb Raider, and then they sold 8, and they were like, yeah, we're really disappointed in the amount of copies of Tomb Raider we sold.
But that's the thing, and they made 3 games in that franchise.
Yeah,
and any company would be fucking ecstatic about selling 7 or 8 million copies of their game, and Square's like, yeah, it was a fucking failure, garbage.
I mean. I guess the thing is, though, is like I don't know, like I don't know obviously how much it costs to develop, and then if you factor in marketing costs, I guess the thing is like if you're not breaking even and making X amount of money after that, like you know what I mean, like then I guess it is a failure. So I guess when they're looking at it, going like, okay, we're expecting to, hit this is the number we need to hit to essentially break even, and this is the number we need to hit to actually make money.
Yeah.
So we're expecting, and and you're trying to build your game to kind of hit that. So when you're not hitting that, I can understand where they're coming from, but
is Square's expectations or forecasting just like so out of touch? Like, do they nail their calls on the Final Fantasy stuff? Because they had Final Fantasy Remake this year as well. That didn't even come up in any of the reporting. I didn't see.
Yeah, because it sold like gangbusters. It's one of the best-selling games they've ever had. It's like they've announced that. Like it sold huge. Oh yeah, no, it's done very well for them.
So it's well, I guess they just have high expectations.
And I mean, I don't think like you also have to remember though, like this game, one, was expensive to make. Two, you have the licensing cost on top of that. So
that's true.
So any money that they are going to make, they got to share it with like Marvel and whoever else because of all the licensing fees on
like Mickey Mouse.
So like and then on top of that, this game's been in development for how many years? Like they announced this.
Oh, that's true.
How many years ago? Like 5-6 years ago? Like at E3, they were like, "Hey, we're making an Avengers game." And then they went radio silent for like 2 years and nobody talked about it again until we finally saw something, right? Like, so that's the other thing is like my understanding was that especially at the beginning, it sounds like this game kind of went through several iterations of what.
Yeah, I think it took a little longer to get where it got to.
Yeah, and then obviously like they showed off what they kind of had, and then I think everybody kind of freaked out, and it would not surprise me if at that point there was a big conversation probably internally like
that they revealed this.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me
anyway.
So
oh well,
yeah, I don't know.
On the Marvel tip and back to our Fortnite talk, Galactus descends on Fortnite December 1st. This story from Eurogamer by Wesleyan Poole. Galactus depends upon Fortnite on December 1st. The Marvel supervillain arrives in the Battle Royale as part of the one-time-only Nexus War finale event on Tuesday, the 1st of December at 4 p.m. Eastern. You fucking pricks. Like, really? Who's...
So that's like, what, 4 p.m.? That's like 1 p.m. our time?
Yeah, 1 p.m. It's not even our lunchtime. Like, it's not even lunchtime, guys. Thanks, guys. I fucking hate this shit when they pull this crap. Like, who the fuck gets off at 4 o'clock? Well, I get off at 4 o'clock, but I'm not on the Eastern Seaboard.
Yeah. What the hell's going on with Eurogamer's fucking website right now?
I don't know. It sucks. They have the worst ads in the world. I've been really...
Yeah, they have the whole ad. Like, as soon as I go to their website, it automatically kicks me over to a full page, one little square ad. It's like,
their
what the
site
fuck?
Is atrocious on, like, just resources. It's just terrible.
It's bizarre. I've never had this happen before.
It's ReadPop, I guess, wanting to get
like
paid.
They have a fucking...
The reason the old podcast computer had so many issues is whenever I went to a Eurogamer story. It's whatever flash or bullshit they have for their ads would just
know.
It would send Chrome into a fucking tizzy. Yeah. Anyway, Galactus is coming December 1st.
So that's apparently going to signal the end of Chapter 2, Season 4.
It'll be a cool in-game event.
Right.
I'm hoping to witness it live, but I don't know how that's going to fucking happen.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess I could play the iPhone
because that's freaking Tuesday. Like
you just ignored my iPhone disc.
The iPhone version? Yeah. Not likely, buddy.
I guess I could play it on Switch and hotspot it. Ugh. I just got to go to the truck for a bit. It's going to be a couple. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Well, I'll be curious to see like what like if this is the end of the Marvel stuff at all.
It absolutely is. He's gonna fucking come down. He's gonna smash that bitch, tear up the map, throw it away, and then Wolverine's gonna stab him in the toe, and then he's gonna die.
They've said right here, the reason we called this season Nexus War is that this is just the start of lots of stuff we have planned for many years of Marvel integration. So who knows? It's not the end. This is the beginning. we thought a really good POV style character, which could set this up with Deadpool kind of fourth wall breaking and then Cap building up on this moment. So, yeah. According to Mustard, last year's Black Hole event sparked Galactus' arrival.
Really?
Yeah.
Black Hole event.
We had this moment in Fortnite, which happened around a year ago, where the 0 Point reorganized all the matter around the island and kind of created this new island. That's the moment that attracted Galactus. He felt this reorganizing of reality and was like, huh, there's this energy source at the center of everything. And if I can consume that, I can consume not just the Marvel reality, but I can consume everything.
That shit is gotta taste good. I want to eat it.
Nom, 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 nom.
What is Galactus?
He is an entity that feasts on planets.
I understand that, but is he a god? Is he?
He's like an entity. Like I don't really know. Like he's not.
Like, does he just destroy? He doesn't create. He just goes through the universe. Like, oh, that planet looks like it tastes good. Nom nom nom.
Yeah, I mean that's why the Silver Surfer, when the Silver Surfer and him made a deal he became the Galactus's herald, and Galactus gives him all these crazy powers, which is how he becomes the Silver Surfer. But then the Silver Surfer's job is literally to go out and find planets
and
for
he tries
Galactus
to find planets that are uninhabited and shit, right?
That's the
good guy, bad guy balance of Silver Surfer.
Yep.
It's like, okay, I'm stuck doing this bidding, but I'm trying to do my fucking best here, guys.
Yep.
The moon looks cool and it's made out of cheese, but Earth looks way tastier.
Exactly. But yeah, he's one of the strongest entities in the Marvel universe. He's very powerful.
It'd be really sad to be this giant thing bigger than a planet.
Yeah.
All by yourself. Just floating around, it'd be very boring.
I mean, one of the Green Lanterns is literally a planet.
Green Lanterns are stupid.
Wow. Fuck you, man.
Moving along.
Fuck you. Oh.
Destiny 2 team beats Raid. This week in Destiny.
I would hope so.
I'll try and keep it sweet and short. The story from Kotaku by Ethan. Destiny 2 team beats Raid, unlocks new Beyond Light quests for all players.
Okay.
Yeah, they changed the Europa zone. Stuff changed, man. They unlocked some quests. It's kind of neat. It's neat.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, it must be neat if you're playing hours and hours and hours and hours of it.
I like Destiny. I'm a fucking sucker for Destiny. There's so many problems with it, but I like Destiny.
Yeah, that's fair, man. You're allowed to enjoy the things you like.
The new raid looks cool. Fuck, the raid weapon looks awesome.
Well, I thought you were going to tell me you spent 15 hours poop socking the raid or something.
No. I need to find a new clan.
Oh.
Unfortunately, none of you suckers play it. So...
Your clan dropped you because you weren't hardcore enough?
Yeah, they did. I got fucking kicked.
They're like, this Rick, he's a filthy casual. Get rid of that guy.
They were pretty strict. I didn't really think they were that fucking hardcore, but they were.
What? You didn't play for a week? You gone.
Yeah. I think it was 2 weeks. But yeah. I quit playing in August for a couple months, so.
Yeah.
I was done. I needed new content. Here we are, new content, and I'm slapping that shit up.
There you go.
Oh, man.
So apparently the raid was good. I heard a lot of people complaining about some stuff to do with the raid. I don't know. The whole thing, it seems bizarre.
There's been some huge bugs. There was boss killing bugs and stuff. So,
okay.
I think it took them a couple days to announce the team that had world's first on the raid.
Right.
I think it was. Did the story even say? I didn't really read the story because nobody likes me talking about Destiny. 6 hours. It was Luminosity, I think it was.
Luminous has claimed victory as the first players in the world to beat Deep Stone Crypt.
Yeah, so
indeed be the winners.
They had to take a couple days because they had to review footage and make sure no one used any of the exploits. Because apparently there's the new stasis subclass, and there's basically once they figured it out, everyone went to the old raids and one hit killed the fucking end bosses. Which is awesome, and I'm so choked there.
Let me guess, they've patched that out already?
I'm sure they have. I don't know if they have. I've done the only raid that exists right now. I've done that raid, Last Wish raid. So I have done that one before.
Fair enough.
And I got my outline out of order because this next story is a Fortnite story again.
What the fuck, dude?
God damn it. I guess I got to leave it now. Fortnite's getting a monthly subscription service.
That they are.
As rumored and alluded to a week or two ago. I think we kind of talked about it. But now it's official. This story from Kotaku by Riley McLeod. Starting next week with Chapter 2, Season 5, Fortnite will get a monthly subscription service for cosmetics and currency. Subscribers will get the latest Battle Pass, and each month they'll get 1,000 V-Bucks and some cosmetics. $11.99.
On top of whatever V-Bucks you'd earn through the pass as well. So that's on top of the Battle Pass.
Is it 1,000 in the Battle Pass? I think it's 1,000.
I think it might even be more than that.
I don't know.
I thought it was like 1,200 or something in the Battle Pass.
I don't play that much Fortnite.
Man, where's Liu when you need him? He'd know.
I'm at level 100 at least. I beat Fortnite. Getting 100 is the end. There's no point to play it any longer.
There's no reason to keep playing.
100, you just stop. Playing past 100 is a complete waste of time and lunacy.
Right.
Anyway, the $11.99 subscription called Fortnite Crew was announced this morning. In addition to the Battle Pass, each month players will get 1,000 bonus V-Bucks atop whatever V-Bucks you'd earn through the pass. And according to the PlayStation blog, an exclusive bundle of new outfit plus at least one new matching accessory like a glider, pickaxe, or emote, which they keep even if their subscription ends. The first
that's cool.
The first will be Galaxia, a cosmic-themed outfit alongside a pickaxe and back bling. Future exclusive outfits will be revealed ahead of the next month. If you subscribe after owning the Battle Pass, you'll be refunded 950 V-Bucks. Here's a fact with more details. V-Bucks might not be available on all platforms you play on, though. You'll still be able to access the cosmetics. I don't know if I'm going to pay for Fortnite.
No, I'm
okay with the grinding out my free Battle Pass over and over again. I got to see how long I can keep it going.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Also, like I'm a little like it's one of those things where like I look at it and I'm like, because like let's be honest, 11. What's that going to be Canadian? Assuming it's going to be
$16 or something probably.
Yeah, it'll be 50. It'll either be $14.99 or $15.99.
Like a WoW subscription.
That's the thing. Like that's a lot of money. Like if this was like $6, I'd be like.
If it was $5, I would just do it.
Right.
But the thing is you get 1,000 currency. You get some.
I realize that.
So it's like
it's like Battle Pass.
It's a fine line between they don't want to give too much, because then you're people who are always buying skins. You might lose some they spend. But then if you're one of these people who just spends a little bit on the extra shit. I don't know. It's like it's a tricky balance, I guess they're trying to strike there. Oh, well, that's cool. I guess we'll see what comes of it. I'm sure some people will like it or not. I don't think I'll be subscribing, but that's cool. Yeah. Because Epic doesn't have enough money. They're really hurting. They're hurting so much that they had to take Apple to court. Red Dead Online.
That's the thing people still play?
Yeah, new standalone game version, Bounty Hunter expansion announced. This isn't even a story.
Right. They're breaking it out into its own thing like they did with Red Dead on
with a bad story I put in the outline because it's the IGN, but it's a wiki entry.
Yeah, it's a terrible story. I don't know where you got this from. It's terrible. I'm gonna fire you for this.
Well, apparently on December 1st, Red Dead Online is going to be standalone.
Right.
And it's
so they're splitting it out into something as a free to play. Yeah. Standalone version has been announced so players can take part in the online game without purchasing Red Dead Redemption 2. It will normally cost $20, but it will be discounted to just $5 from the launch date, so December 1st until February 15th.
It's not free to play, so I was confused.
Yeah.
Will require Live, Gold, and PlayStation Plus.
Yep. It will require up to 123 gigabytes of space.
Gigabytes?
Gigabytes.
So basically, your PS5 will be full if you install it on your PS5.
If you install this and Call of Duty, you're pretty much fucked.
This is less exciting than I thought it was. I thought it was going free to play, like open.
No.
I guess $5 is pretty good, but I haven't heard a lot of people talk excitedly about Red Dead Redemption 2 online.
Yeah, no, I haven't heard that Red Dead Online is awesome. Like, a lot of people that I talked to were like, yeah, it came out at launch and it was pretty terrible, and then since then they've been working on it, but it's still not awesome.
Making cash. Man, I would have got really excited if Red Dead 2 is $5.
I mean, it was on Game Pass for a while, and I still didn't bother to play it.
Didn't play it? You're an idiot.
No.
I installed it on my Series X to add to the freaking pile of shame. I still got to beat it. Dane?
What's up?
I'd throw this next story to you.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So, for those of you keeping track, back in September, NVIDIA launched new video cards, the 3000 series. And they launched with so few cards that everybody kind of laughed and said, did they even launch video cards? And at the time, there was some people from AMD that were poking fun, going like, ha ha ha, you can't launch any video cards, nobody can buy your video cards. We're not going to do that when we launch our new video cards in November.
You douchebags. We're not going to be jerks like you.
Yeah. So fast forward to last week. Last week, AMD released new video cards, the RX 680 and the RX 680 XT. And so how it worked was they released the reference designs last week. And then this week, they allowed the add-in board partners, so like the Gigabytes, the Asus, and all those guys with all their own fancy cooling and overclocking and all that. Those were supposed to launch today, except that AMD didn't seem to tell anybody that was supposed to be happening because... Well, as far as I can tell, not a single video card has been sold in Canada as of yet. Not last week and not this week. And it's so bad. It's so bad that it's making the 30 series look plentiful. That's how bad this is right now.
And the 30 series is like a fucking unicorn that shoots rainbows.
It's so for example, Micro Center in the United States, they're a huge one of the biggest like retailers of like PC parts and shit like that in the US.
In the US?
Yep. They said flat out that they didn't get enough stock last week to even bother selling them. So they haven't even put them up for sale yet. What? And today, when they were supposed to go live for the add-in board cards, somebody asked them like, hey, are you guys going to be having cards? And they literally just replied and said, hello, we will not have any add-in board cards upon release today. And they have just flat out said that like they just don't have any. Memory Express here in Canada, on their website, they have a big thing saying literally, we will not have any AMD Radeon series graphics cards available for purchase in-store or online. All Radeon series cards from our board partners are currently delayed with no firm ETAs. We are not currently accepting any pre-orders, back orders, etc., etc. And they've gone so far as to not even list them for sale on their website.
They even took, but they took deposits for 3080s. They're doing nothing for this.
No, that's what I said. They're not even. If you go to their website and you search for that, they're not even like. They are not available.
They blow up. Their computer blows up.
No, thank God.
How do you possibly fuck it up worse than NVIDIA? That like literally it was like a train derailment into a fucking nursery, into a children's hospital, into a fucking homeless camp. I don't know. Like, I don't know, the amount of disasters piled on top of each other. Train wreck that the 3080 launch was.
So to make matters worse, their head of development, Frank, what
was
is his
fucking
name?
yapping on the internet last week.
Oh my gosh. So when they went live last week and nobody could fucking get a hold of them, he was posting on Twitter like with a screenshot saying like, "Oh yeah, I managed to get one from our website. It took me a couple refreshes, but I got one." And honestly,
Was he asking to be publicly executed?
I don't know, man. I was honestly seriously amazed. So he's their chief architect of gaming solutions. So yeah, he's out here going like, "Oh yeah, we had a great here's my launch. Like I got an order." And it's just and nobody else. Like I said, from what I can tell, no company in Canada has received any stock, period. So there was another story that I was looking at earlier today on Guru 3D. They're based out of the Netherlands.
Yeah.
And so they had one of their retailers on in the
same
Netherlands.
Retailer that shared like 3080 info early on.
I think so.
I think it was the same one.
They showed their big list.
Pre-orders versus what's on.
So order for manufacturer, incoming cards, and the total amount of cards received. They've received 25 cards.
Jesus Christ.
25 cards is the amount that they'd received. They had 9 cards incoming right now, and they've ordered over 2,000.
This is like facepalm emoji.
Yeah. So like I said, I don't so I've reached out. I'd reached out earlier today to a few places, and
because you want to buy one, right?
I would. Well, I was thinking about it.
If you could buy one, you would have maybe possibly
at this moment, they might have the 7,000 series out by the time these become in stock
Jesus
anywhere.
Christ.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I'm hoping that who knows, maybe in a month, all of a sudden they just maybe there's just a big delay. MSI released a statement saying the new graphics cards are perceived positively. However, we have underestimated the unprecedented enormous interest in buying the new GPU generation.
How could you though? How could you?
That's my thing. You
knew there was tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people that have been livid with NVIDIA not being able to get a 3080
for months now. NVIDIA did this back in September. So you've had 2 months. You absolutely have an idea of what kind of demand is out there. So to me, this statement just seems obviously they knew it. This is obviously them.
What a joke.
So I don't know. And again, I would love to know. I would love to know. Was this an AMD problem? Did they stretch themselves too thin?
They're gonna blame coronavirus.
Was this a situation where instead of launching in say North America and 1 or 2 countries elsewhere, or
is this here? Let's is this maybe an issue because the PS5 and the Series X use the same architecture?
So one of the things
and maybe that took from their production line.
So right now, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, they're the ones that are literally manufacturing and fabbing all of the 7 nanometers. They're fabbing all of the 7 nanometer processors, all of the 7 nanometer video cards, all of the 7 nanometer chips for Sony and for Microsoft. So they're essentially running all of the fabs for all of that stuff. And I don't know if it's just the fact that they are full as far as fab space goes and they're just full up, and AMD didn't order enough back when they were trying to.
They forgot.
I don't, I said, I would honestly love to know, truly know, not just some marketing person come out.
They'll never admit it.
Bullshit, but I would honestly love to know what the fuck.
It's gotta be there at the back of the bus behind Sony and Microsoft at making their own chipsets.
You had months to watch and go, holy shit. Like you have to imagine that there was meetings and marketing meetings and stuff, and they were going like sitting there going, guys, this shit with the fucking that Nvidia's doing, we can't do that. How do we not do that? And then here they come out and like they're worse. They're in a worse situation.
Hey guys, I've got an idea how we don't do it. We do it worse.
Like
we make Nvidia look good. They had every chance to come out good guy superheroes, and they just fucking landed flat on their face.
Like, and like, again, I do understand that demand has never been this high before.
Yeah,
but
a
like,
lot of people got
from
disposable
what I can tell,
income.
man, when you're shipping 25 cards, that is not you. Like, that's like, can you even consider that shipping cards? Like, yes, you like that is almost
that's a joke.
That is the epitome essentially of a paper launch. Like, yes, you've launched. Yes, they're quote unquote available, but like you can't fucking buy them anywhere.
I saw one on Facebook Marketplace. So a couple of resellers.
$1,000?
No, it was pretty expensive though.
Yeah, I imagine it was. But like that's the thing. Like so I've seen like Newegg. They're the only company that I've found. This was earlier today, so I don't know. By tomorrow or whenever, maybe some other people will have like their websites. But like I checked Newegg, I checked Amazon, I checked Memory Express, I checked Canada Computer. I was checking all the bigger places, Best Buy. Honestly, out of all the largest computer reseller, like component resellers in Canada, the only person that had a single, like even an entry on their website was Newegg. And of course, everything was sold out and back ordered, and
well, they didn't have any. It's just a placeholder.
Right. But they were the only one that even had placeholders on their website.
Yeah, it's the one that I saw on Facebook Marketplace.
Anywhere else, they don't even offer it. It's just empty.
The one that was on Facebook Marketplace is gone now.
The other thing that I will mention, and I'm hoping that this is a like nonsense, but when those cards launched a week ago, the reference design cards were selling for $869 Canadian. And I was like, okay, that's cool. Like when I did the math on the exchange rate from 650 to that's pretty much right in line with what the exchange rate should be. When I checked Newegg's site today, all those reference design cards were no longer $869. They were $919. Which kind of pissed me off.
They gotta make their money, homie.
So I'm hoping that is, and like again, moot point because they're not even available for purchase. But yeah, this whole thing, like I just
it's kind of mind blowing.
It's
so speaking of video cards and AMD fucking screwing the pooch, fucking idiots. I managed to get a second 3080. My original 3080 that I ordered from Memory Express on launch day.
Right.
The one I actually wanted.
Do you remember like what number in line you were for that card at the time?
I was 9th in line.
Right.
No. I was 6th in line.
Okay.
I was 6th in line. I'm 9th in line for a 5950. Which they have received 0 of.
Wow.
They've gotten every other chip, though.
Right, okay.
Had I had my name on a 5900, I could have had one. They said they got a lot of them. They said they haven't received any 5950 yet. They anticipate they're coming next week.
Okay.
So, like, none, and they haven't got any in Canada. So,
right.
So, anyway, whatever. It is what it is. That's not, like,
that's still insane though.
A couple it launched November
day, and it took how many? Like
the CPU was November 5th, but yeah, the 3080 was September 17th.
Right.
So they called me up. Like I forgot that I even was on the list because I broke down. We went over the story. I overpaid for a 3080.
Yes.
Because I am a terrible person.
Disappointed in you.
I'm a terrible person.
Yep.
And I totally forgot that I still had a pre-order there. Like I had some at Amazon, which I canceled. I got a Founders Edition. I'm good, but I forgot about that I put because I didn't put any money down. I just put my name on the list.
Sure.
And they phoned me like, "Oh, we got your 3080." I'm like, "What?" Like, yeah, we got your Strix, and I'm like, "Fuck off." He's like, "No." It's like, it's sitting here. He's like, you got 48 hours to pick it up. I'm like, okay,
I'll be right there.
bye. No, I was just kind of like stunned, like, oh God, what do I do? Do I get it? Do I
You
want
obviously
it?
go pick it up.
I was like, I just was, but for a second, I was kind of like, do I need it? And I'm like, well, I'm happy with the Founders Edition, but when I look at it in my case, it looks
I don't like how
it looks so boring, and it's not really the card that I wanted.
RGB, bro. It's no RGB.
Yeah, and I wanted the Strix. It's faster. It's like, it's stupid. It's what I initially really honestly wanted.
Sure.
The FE was just what I got by means of being an idiot and overpaying for it. So I'm like, oh fuck. After a little while, I'm like, you know what? Worst case scenario, I buy it. I could just sell it again for what I paid. Like someone's gonna want it.
Right.
So I bought it, and it sat on my desk or on my dresser for like 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Or maybe not 4 or 5 days. Yeah, no, it was 4 days.
Okay.
It sat on the dresser while I was just like still humming and hawing about, should I open it? Should I keep it? What am I going to do with this one? And then I started having all kinds of crazy ideas like, well, I'll just put the FE in the podcast computer, and I'll have a super podcast computer, which I can stream from and get serious about streaming because the podcast computer sucks. And then I'm like, well, I'm going to have a processor because I'm going to upgrade my processor. I should build another computer. And then I'm like, yeah, a 3080 for a computer I use once a week is kind of overkill.
Yeah, especially like how expensive those cards are.
Yeah, and that, I'm 1080p downstairs here.
Yeah.
I'm not 4K. So I'm like, oh, yeah. For fuck's sake. So I put it on Facebook Marketplace, and someone gladly paid what I paid for it.
Well, that's good.
And he was fucking ecstatic.
Yeah, I imagine he was.
I felt bad. I felt terrible. Because it was like, ugh. I just like, but I didn't want to lose money on it.
Yeah, because you had to cover your costs.
Because I paid $1,500 for it, right? So, like I said, I paid $200 over. I paid $1,300. I paid the Strix was $1,300.
Holy balls!
It was $1,100 plus tax.
Yeah,
that's what it is. I got a free copy of Call of Duty. It has pretty lights.
All right, well, there you go.
I own. The funny thing is I own Call of Duty, and you don't exactly get a code for Call of Duty.
Yeah,
you can get it like entitled to you.
Yep.
You actually have to have a 3080. So I could, if anyone out there has a 3080 that wants Call of Duty that didn't get it for whatever reason, let me know. I'll give you my code. Because we got the game from Activision, so it's not like what can I do with another fucking I can't install 2 copies on my computer.
Yeah.
So I was like, even if you redeem, you don't even get like a code to go redeem it on Battle.net or Steam or whatever. It's like, you link your account to GeForce
you link
Experience.
Your account.
It's like they've really made it so you can't give resell. They've just because that's what a lot of people did with video cards. They would resell the free games they got, like those 3-game bundles and all that bullshit.
AMD did the same thing when I bought my card a couple of years ago and I got the free games. It was like you'd link your AMD account to this thing, and then when those games became available,
then you got the game.
Your account was linked
or whatever, right?
Like, it would just automatically show up in your like Steam library or your Uplay library or whatever. So
So anyway, I settled on the Strix. I got rid of the FE.
There you go.
Everything's right with the world.
And
I don't feel like a gross person for having 2 3080s anymore.
And AMD's video cards are a myth at this point.
Yeah.
So
I still can't get over how excited
that changes. But
I can't get over how excited that guy was to get that card.
I get it.
He was like a kid on. Well, to be honest, I think my FE was the only FE in Canada for sale. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, because they didn't sell them here.
Nope. So he was really, I guess that's part of it too. And then I looked on eBay. I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot. Like, oh, well, I went to a good home.
Yep.
I didn't lose money and I didn't rape anyone. So that's a win-win.
There you go.
I fucked up the link on this next story. God damn it.
Yeah, you did. But luckily I found it anyways.
Okay.
So this story from gamesindustry.biz from James Batchelor. The PS5 is the biggest console launch in history. Platform holder says demand is unprecedented, surpassing sales of previous record setter, the PS4. They're saying that the PS5 has outsold its forebearer in the first 2 weeks, making it not only the biggest PlayStation launch, but the biggest console launch of all time. The official PlayStation Twitter account confirmed the next-gen console had surpassed the initial sales of the PlayStation 4, although the company has yet to share official sales figures. Back in 2013, the PlayStation CEO at the time, Andrew House, said the PS4 had sold 2.1 million units in just over 2 weeks, declaring it an impressive and record-setting accomplishment for our company and for our industry. So apparently the PS5 has sold even more than that in 2 weeks.
Well, they said, what did they say? 7 million or 11 million was what they were aiming for first quarter?
They haven't given any hard numbers, but Jim Ryan did go on record as saying, I posted a story in our Discord earlier in the week where he did an interview with a Russian newspaper where he literally just said everything is sold. Like everything, absolutely everything is sold. Like we thought we had lots and they went on sale and it's all gone. So until we can get more, like it's literally a situation where as fast as we can make them, they're just selling. So it's
insert and it's gone South Park gif.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's gone. What do you mean it's gone? It's gone.
It's gone.
We invested your money on the market and now it's gone. That's such a good scene.
So
have you seen that episode? Do you know that reference?
Nope.
I think it's Stan goes to the bank to deposit $20 his grandma gives him into a bank account, and the banker just takes it and he's like, and it's gone. Like after he takes the money, and it's gone, and he's just like, what? Yeah, well, we diversified your money and invested it on blah 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 blah, and it's gone.
Huh?
Like you lost your money. He's like, what do you mean I lost it? It's pretty awesome. On a side note, Xbox also had a very successful launch as well. They said their launch was record-setting as well.
It's the biggest console launch in Microsoft's history.
Yeah, so I assume that's in comparison to Xbox One and 360 or whatever.
Yeah,
which the Xbox One outdid the 360 at launch. So everyone's winning.
Yeah,
but some people in the UK are not. This story from Eurogamer, may or may not be related to, story at the start of the podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Amazon PlayStation 5 customers report receiving toys, cat food, or simply nothing at all. The story from Tom Phillips from Eurogamer. In a statement to Eurogamer, there's been an update to this story. Should I skip the update or go to the original story? I'm going to go to the original story.
Well, we don't have to go necessarily. Ultimately, this is a fairly straightforward story. People ordered PlayStation 5s. People were opening their PlayStation 5 boxes from Amazon, and there was not a PlayStation 5 inside.
No, they got...
Or it's a George Foreman grill, which I thought that one was kind of clever, actually. Like, you replace it with a George Foreman grill. I'm like, okay, it's like, the PS3 kind of looked like one. That's kind of funny. Some people got a bag of rice. Some people got cat litter. Some people got a Nerf gun. But those people didn't get PlayStation 5s. The update to the story is that obviously Amazon has acknowledged the problem and said that they will be making it right. And everybody that has complained and said, hey, where's my fucking PlayStation 5, will be in fact getting a PlayStation 5. Please let us know. Reach out to us. We will get you a PlayStation 5, as well as it sounds like some people have been getting a $5 gift voucher as well. Yeah. But, oh man, as upset you were, could you imagine, the Push Square managing director, so Push Square is another, video game website, Anthony Dickens, was one of those affected. So he opened up his, and all he had was a Nerf gun.
That's fucking nuts.
Wow.
People were getting cat food.
Yeah.
Or just people were just a lot of magically missing parcels this past week. And apparently the UK launch was a fucking disaster.
I mean, that's kind
but like
of
worse than here. Like people had orders and then their orders were canceled. Like one of the big chains in the UK took pre-orders and then something screwed up and they just canceled everyone's orders.
Dude, that happened in the US like not that long ago. Like a week ago, Kohl's, they opened up pre-orders for or I should say opened up orders for a ton of people in the US, and then apparently they didn't double check what their allotment was. They sold way too many, like way too many by the sounds of it. In fact, they sold so many more than they like realized they didn't have, that they actually ended up having to cancel everyone's orders to try and figure out what to do so that they actually didn't sell. Like the whole thing sounded like just an absolute nightmare.
And that's the thing, if you got one of these items, this is, story at the top of the show. There's no replacements. There's no ordering more. They don't have a backup stock for fuck ups waiting to help these people. Like, you're just fucked.
Yeah.
The George Foreman girl one, that was real fucking. That was
like I said, that's clever. Like if
that,
gonna
I would be fucking livid if I got that, but I'd be like, touche, touche, right? Motherfucker.
I know.
They should have put a PS3 in there too.
Yeah. So
fuck me.
Yeah, no, it's like, because the demand is so high for the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. It just sounds like
this is the thing.
Oh,
these boxes were not necessarily they weren't necessarily marked as PlayStation.
No,
per se. I will say in
right size,
my PlayStation that I got said fucking PlayStation on the box.
What?
Yeah, like it said PlayStation 5.
Wow.
Thank God, like it was delivered by UPS.
Right.
Like, ugh.
Yeah, like mine was in the paper, like the brown bag or the brown box outside.
But nothing, no.
But there was nothing. It said it was coming from Best Buy, but that was it.
Walmart.
Which, like, I feel like if on launch day and it's the right size, you're kind of like, it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to be like, geez, this is probably a PlayStation 5. But
yeah, because at some point the delivery guy's like, someone's like, oh, sweet, my PS5. And then he's like, I have 20 of those fucking boxes shaped in the back of my fucking truck right now.
Yep. And I all picked them up at the Best Buy warehouse. Not that, like,
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, exactly.
Foreign worker. No, it could be anyone.
Yeah.
But like minimum wage worker, pissed off employee starving in the pandemic.
Yeah. Or just somebody who's a greedy asshole.
Just like,
yeah.
And they know nothing's going to happen because the police ain't going to give a flying fuck.
Yeah.
I
mean, if you stole a truckload of those, then they'd care. But,
yeah. But you just return the truck. Then it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Poor people. Oh, that sucks. I would have been really upset. I would have murdered someone. So I would be in jail.
This console launch continues to be a massive clusterfuck.
Yeah. This fall tech launches.
Oh,
this next story from VG247 by Sharif Saeed. Again, PlayStation boss hints at Game Pass style service in the works for PS5.
I mean, how can you not have one? I mean, yes, PlayStation Now is a thing, but like, you got to do something, right?
It looks like Sony may have an answer for Game Pass after all. Since its introduction, Game Pass has unquestionably become one of the biggest advantages of owning an Xbox console. Over time, subscription services offering and value became harder and harder to ignore, but Sony never offered a similar option for PlayStation owners. Well, this might change soon, as suggested by Sony Interactive Entertainment CEO Jim Ryan. Ryan spoke to Russian outlet, same people he was talking to about the launch and selling out, About the PS5's prospects in the country and the usual challenges the team ran into when building the PS5 in the global pandemic. Ryan was asked about PlayStation's competition with Microsoft and what he believes are Sony's points of differentiation. Console wars is not a term I ever use or actually like, Ryan told the Russian agency. For me, it's great that there's competition. I think it makes us work harder. It avoids us getting complacent. It's great. Consumer has a choice. I think that's wonderful. Asked about Game Pass, if they have an answer to the popular service, Ryan actually made an interesting reveal. There is actually news to come, but just not today, Ryan said. We have PlayStation Now, which is our subscription service, and that is available in a number of markets. It's not clear what he may have been referring to here, but it is unlikely to be the recently announced PlayStation.
Interesting, because I read that whole article that he did, and in that he goes on to talk because that's the thing is I get my understanding is that PlayStation Now is not available in Russia.
Yeah.
And so they were asking him okay, well that's great that you have that, but are we going to get that in Russia anytime soon? What's going on? And he actually went on to talk about a big part of the reason we don't offer it in Russia is it's an infrastructure problem more than anything, where you have this massive country and we need to put data centers in various places to allow for people to have the best experience, and that hasn't happened, and so on and so forth. And he's because I can't really put a data center in Moscow and St. Petersburg and one other city and then not offer it to all of Russia. You know what I mean? He's so it was interesting, but there was a little more to it than that. Than just sort of his, that's available now or whatever. But is an interesting article.
It makes sense. It seems kind of obvious.
Yeah. The other thing that I loved was he was pretty much I wouldn't recommend ever launching a console in the middle of a pandemic. I don't ever want to do it again, and I really wouldn't recommend it. So
it was probably a lot of hard work.
Yeah, he talked about how difficult it was trying to do factory inspections and stuff like that for manufacturing the PlayStation 5, and how they literally at one point had a robot with a camera in the factories going around because they couldn't send anybody there because of COVID and stuff. Jesus, it's pretty wild. So
this next story from IGN, it's not really a story, it's more of a PSA for anyone suffering from the PS5 download queue bug. I haven't seen this or heard of anyone that has experienced this, but apparently
I thought I had gotten it initially when I wasn't able to upgrade my Miles Morales to the PlayStation 5 version, but turns out that wasn't the case.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a fix. Go into safe mode, rebuild your database.
Yep.
So if you've had that issue, a lot of people are alluding issues to the PS5 are something to do with entering and exiting rest mode and external hard drives.
Yeah, I don't have an external hard drive connected anymore.
I do, but I bought a brand new one of those Western Digital 3.1 or 3.2 ones.
Oh, with an SSD in it?
It doesn't have an SSD, but it's just one of the USB 3 point something. It's not a 3.0, it's a 0.1 or a 0.2. It's the newest ones, and it's an external. I've been going in and out of rest mode. I've left that hard drive the whole time because I don't care. Yeah. So I haven't had any issues. So I'm wondering if it's maybe something to do with just older hard drives, like 3.0 or older.
The other question is I'm wondering if it has maybe something to do with running games off that hard drive and then putting it into rest mode.
Well, I played Ghost of Tsushima and I played
and those
Dark
games
Soul.
are
I played Dark Souls 3 was off the disc, but it's installed on the external hard drive. So that's even 1 foot in and 1 foot out. That's straddling the SSD.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm whatever. There has been a couple.
I know there was another firmware this morning
too. So yeah, I was in my office getting ready for work, and then my PlayStation just turned on, and the blue light was going, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. And I guess it updated
after a little while.
Yeah, I guess it updated, and then it went back into orange. I'm like, okay,
so that's interesting. So my PlayStation's in rest mode right now. The first time I found out that there was a update, I was like, oh, cool. So like I came home and like I booted up my PlayStation and it was just like it just showed like that it had installed an update. And I was like, the fuck? Like, because like before it would tell you, hey, there's an update
And you had
available.
to go
Do you
through
want to
the
install it?
motions of installing it.
Right. And so I was like, that's weird. Like, so then I actually went as far as to check the version
To see if
under
it
my
actually happened.
yeah, because I was like, did it? It didn't actually fucking.
It didn't update.
Because when I checked, it was saying like, no, you're on the latest version, and I was like, the fuck, like I didn't install it. So that's interesting. So I'm wondering now if I was to boot mine up, which I haven't booted up in a couple of days, if it would already be if it's already on the new firmware.
That's blasphemous. How could you not boot up your PS5 when so many people are struggling out there on the streets without PS5s? You're a bad person.
Don't judge me.
Someone's mad about you not playing your PS5.
Look, bro, I'm waiting for Sony to hook me up with that Miles Morales code to get that shit sorted.
Platinum Astro, man. Play Ghost.
Like right now, there's just so many games that
I'm bugging you.
But you know, Fortnite ended up happening because time constraints. But like, I've got Valhalla that I still am.
I got code for something else today.
Godfall is I'm in the middle of. I've got it's
something else got added to my plate. Not Cyberpunk.
Obviously,
maybe on your plate as well too, but we'll talk about that later. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about it.
All right.
I didn't read the embargo, so we'll just say. Yep.
Fair enough.
Nintendo bans brands from using Animal Crossing New Horizons for politics. The story from Eurogamer as well, from Tom Phillips. Nintendo Switch blockbuster Animal Crossing, which I think is like the biggest selling game this year, has become a hub for brands and businesses to attract new customers, stage campaigns, and even hold protests. But after seeing the game used so prominently, Nintendo has now issued a formal set of guidelines for businesses and organizations, which notably include the line, "Please refrain from bringing politics into the game."
Oh, jeez.
The announcements of these guidelines and the political line in particular come just weeks after a U.S. election in which the Biden campaign used Animal Crossing to release virtual yard signs and host an island with information on his campaign and details on how to vote.
I wonder if this will have an effect on like the animal talking videos that Gary Whitta was doing.
I
mean, I think I don't believe that anybody was making money off of those except for like they were streaming them on Twitch. But I wonder, like, would this essentially stop that? Like, I don't know.
I don't think I heard anything to do with him.
I mean, I don't even know if he's doing it anymore. Like, but
I think he just builds up guests and then he does a few and then it goes off and comes in waves.
Right.
But it might affect what guests he has in future.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe if they don't like his content one day, it's Nintendo. They can do whatever they want. They can say, nope, you can't do that. But I don't. It's weird. I don't know how they could technically say that when you're allowed to stream the game.
Nintendo is funny about
it. It is weird because it's like it's just streaming the game. You're just doing something different in the game.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, you can stream it and just play it and grow flowers and show people how to do stuff, but you can't stream it and have a conversation or a discussion about real world events or stuff that affect people. Like, it's kind of weird. Nintendo's weird when it comes to streaming.
I was just gonna say, but like, let's be honest, guys, because Nintendo.
Yeah, cause Nintendo. Seriously, this next story from Kotaku by Mike Fahey, also Animal Crossing related. Sorry, Animal Crossing time travelers. You can't skip ahead to the holidays. They patched in that you can go back in time.
But you can't go forward?
You can go forward, but it won't trigger events.
Oh,
so like people who would like, namely streamers and YouTubers that would make videos showing you all the stuff and this and that.
Right.
You can't time travel forward, apparently. But if you miss something, you can go back.
I wonder how they would know, like
because it checks on the internet.
Right, but what if you were to turn off your internet connection?
They must have put something in the code to be like, hey, it was registered at this time at some point and hasn't talked to the internet again. So it doesn't matter what they change the date to. This is the real-time internal time that we're going off of from here on out.
Interesting.
In the save file, they would probably just, this is real time. Doesn't matter what they change the system setting to. This is what is now and legit last checked to an internet connection. I guess I assume that's how you would do it in code.
Huh.
Oh, well. I time traveled a little bit. I missed the Halloween event, so I went back in time to take part in it. I've never gone forward, though.
Interesting. All right.
Rare copy of Super Mario Brothers 3 breaks world record for most expensive video game.
This is insane.
This story also from Eurogamer. Emma Kent. Everyone dig out your copies of Super Mario Brothers 3. We're all going to be millionaires.
Not unless you have a perfect copy still in the plastic.
My copy is mint.
That's literally been certified mint by a... What are those companies?
I don't need someone to tell me my game is mint. I know it's mint. Oh, wait. I don't even have Super Mario Brothers. I don't even fucking own a physical copy of Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, this is wild, man. Oh, that's so much money. $156,000 American.
Wow, that is crazy.
Especially that's $203,000 Canadian.
Especially for a game that it's not like it's not like that stadium events one where it's like there's a handful of them. There's millions of copies of this game, but I guess it's mint. Perfect. What is that? The highest score you can get is 9.2. I would think, isn't it 10? Perfect.
Hold on. There's something more here. So beyond being in excellent condition, the Super Mario Bros. 3 copy was also exceptional due to the layout of its packaging. Exceedingly rare are sealed copies with the word Bros formatted to the left, covering one of Mario's signature white gloves. So collectors have been spending years looking for such a version, the earliest in the Super Mario Bros. 3 production history, and almost always come up empty-handed. So that's why this one was such a big deal. And it's interesting because if you do go look up box art for Super Mario Bros. 3, the brothers is in a different spot and it doesn't cover his hand.
Yeah, I gotta look at this now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on the right side.
Yeah, exactly. It's on the right, in between
above his head.
3.
Right above his head.
Yeah. But because that one covers his arm, so that's why it's so rare. That's wild. I didn't even...
So that's like a sign of it being a first print.
Yeah.
Because they edited it.
Yeah. I'm sure at some point somebody was like, well, that looks stupid. We need to move that because there's a big white space right there. Why don't we do that? And so they did it, right?
It looks better on the edited version.
It does. I agree.
It doesn't look good on his hand.
No, it does not.
Did it say who bought this?
I don't think so.
What a dink. You have way too much money.
Yep. 20 bidders got involved to push the copy up to its record-breaking final amount.
Who are these people?
In the same auction, a sealed copy of Pokemon Red was sold for $84,000.
I'm going to go find some mint games and find a sealing machine and reseal them.
Oh, I guarantee you that doesn't work like that. They have to know how, like somehow.
I will find a way.
I mean, this one has actually been like qualified, like quality checked and everything. Like it's been graded. Like it's a full on, it's in the plastic, like it's a fucking comic book or something where it's actually in the plastic sealed
if there's a system,
number and everything.
If there's a system, there's a way to trick it, to beat it. That's good on that guy who sold it, and congrats to the assholes that can fucking afford that.
Yeah. Fucking wild, dude.
Moving along, Xbox news. Xbox could be an app on your TV within a year, says Phil Spencer. The story from IGN.
We've been talking about this for a while.
Did I just literally not say this last podcast? If not last podcast, it was the podcast before. I said whoever gets their fucking app on the TV with the packed-in controller, done.
You know what's wild about that? Is that when I bought my TV, it has a PlayStation Now app.
Yeah, and nobody wants to play PlayStation.
No, hold on. And it supports connecting a DualShock 3 to it.
DualShock 4, you mean?
No, DualShock 3 for the PlayStation 3 games and stuff on PlayStation Now. So like, this has kind of already been done.
Has that app ever been updated?
I have no idea.
It's also a Sony TV, and that app has only been on Sony TVs.
To my I mean, I don't know if it's on other TVs now, but I just know, like,
you have an Android TV. Could you theoretically not install the Game Pass app?
I don't know that it's available for.
Could you? How about the Remote Play app? The PlayStation Remote Play app.
I don't
know.
I don't know. Because, like, that's the thing, right? The store is tiered in such a way that there are, like...
There's Android TV apps. It's not like you have free reign of all the Android apps. I understand that.
Yeah, so I don't know if they've sort of said, like, this is okay or not. And also my TV's 5 years old at this point, so I don't know if, like... I don't know what kind of hardware is inside to run that stuff.
Time for you to get that new Sony TV.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Sony OLED at the store the other day.
It's a beautiful TV that doesn't have HDMI 2.1, which is real dumb.
Really?
Yeah, the only two TVs that Sony sells right now are the 900H and their 8K OLED, or sorry, their 8K TV that has HDMI 2.1 support.
Really?
Yeah, it's really dumb. I don't know why. A lot of their other TVs support features of the 2.1, but they don't fully support 2.1. It's hilarious because the 900H is like kind of a mid-tier TV, and the 950H doesn't support HDMI 2.1.
This is the OLED, the A8H.
Yeah, it's a beautiful TV.
120 hertz OLED.
Yeah.
It doesn't have 2.1. So that TV will never support variable refresh rate.
Not to my knowledge, no.
That's pretty shitty.
To my knowledge, they haven't announced that they're planning on like doing a firmware update in the later to support it. This is actually a big reason why I just stopped looking at TVs right now.
Yeah, because I was looking at the LGs and I'm like, oh man, I kind of want.
I mean, they're beautiful.
I kind of want an OLED, but then it's like, but I fucking WebOS sucks donkey dick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want Android TV, and I'm like, oh, this is 120 hertz, but that's lame.
Yeah. So like let's be honest, like next year, how many more TVs, if not all their TVs, are going to support 2. You know what I mean? Like it's a matter of like, there was nothing before now that gave any TV manufacturer a reason to support HDMI 2.1 because nothing supported those features, so nobody gave a shit. Because like, let's be honest, HDMI 2.1 has been ratified and been a standard for like 2 years now.
Mm-hmm.
But no TV manufacturer bothered to spend the money to do all that because they're like, well, what's the point? Like,
well, it's more expense, more hardware, more processing power, more everything.
Exactly. And nothing is taking advantage of it yet.
Until now.
So we don't care. Except that, for all those people that were buying TVs in the last 2 years that weren't essentially buying an LG 9 or 10 series, like, sorry, you're just shit out of luck.
Yeah. So he was on the Verge's podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, basically the app's nothing's stopping him. He said, I think you're going to see that in the next 12 months. I don't think anything is going to stop us from doing that. He doesn't go into any specifics of the app, but we've heard the exec discuss the idea of streaming sticks, stream through xCloud after being plugged in the TV. These could even be part of the Game Pass subscription cost.
AKA, that would almost be like a Stadia package where you get like a little stick and a controller, and there you go. That's your...
Yeah, well, I think Stadia and Luna fucking shit their pants when this happens. It's obvious that Microsoft is going to do this first. And it's the obvious move, as I have said many a times, or we've said many a times. The second you remove any barrier to entry, you get that mainstream. It's just an app on your box, an app on your phone.
Absolutely.
Then you can see this exponential growth in this streaming that the most hardcore people are streaming bullshit. Streaming sucks. I want it locally. Look at everyone's computers, man. Netflix is streaming 4K HDR. Look at your documents are all in the fucking cloud. Look at Gmail. Look at all our web apps. Like some people don't even install apps on their computers anymore. They're literally just links to browser web-based apps. So much of it is streamed in through the cloud.
Yeah. They use the
it's an inevitability. Like there is going to be a day that there are no consoles.
Yeah, I think we're a long ways from
that.
Like
there'll be consoles as a comfort food per se, plugging a box into something else.
Yeah, and I think
because it won't be built into every TV, but the concept of a console is going to change.
Yeah, and I also think we're gonna I think the console will still continue to be the quote unquote premium
of course
experience. Because
until fiber's everywhere.
That's the thing, right? Is nobody, I don't have fiber, and it's but the thing is not everybody's gonna be willing to spend $700 on a new console either. Except a bunch of us who are idiots, right?
Moving along, we got our new games for gold. Public service announcements, I should say. PSAs, public service announcements. Everybody, listen. This is an announcement. It's important. New games with gold.
Hey, listen.
For December have been announced. We've got the Raven Remastered, Bleed 2, Saints Row, Get Out of Hell, and Stacking. What's that for Game Pass? And then PlayStation Plus games for December have also been announced. We've got Worms Rumble, Rocket Arena, and Just Cause 4.
Sweet. Okay.
So, yeah, they're both stinkers. Anyway, moving along. I think they just ran it.
That surprises me, though, because, usually the December games for gold or Xbox Live games,
they're usually pretty big and good to get you to spend money and buy expansions.
Everybody's buying the big new consoles, and so they want ooh, which games am I getting this month?
It's like a Call of Duty or something.
Yeah, that's the month that they're really pulling out the big guns. Hey, check this shit out. You're going to be getting some rad games when you buy into our service. Which I guess Just Cause 4, that's a big game. So at least that's okay. Worms Rumble, not the biggest game.
No, it's pretty poopy on both sides.
Yeah.
That brings us to our Epic Game Store freebie for the week. It's back to a 1, not 2, but 1. We've got Mud Runner. If you're watching us live on Twitch, it's still Elite Dangerous and The World Next Door, which I haven't added. I forgot to add to my account.
Dude, you gotta grab that.
Do that, and then and Mud Runner, if you're listening to the podcast, is live now, which is semi trucks and shit playing in the mud.
Yeah, 4x4 like a logging truck. Gotta go do your loads in the mud.
Yeah, love carrying loads in the mud.
Yeah, I know.
And then brings us to a free for all. Last of Us greenlights gets a series order from HBO. There was talk of it that they were in talks with HBO, and it has officially been ordered. It's happening. Wow. It's not they're working on it. It's a go.
Well, it means they're gonna be working on it.
Yeah. They were working on it before, but it was it's probably gonna come to HBO. We're talking about bringing it to HBO. We're talking about making a TV show.
They probably filmed a pilot with a script and everything, and then they liked what they saw, so now they've ordered a series off of it.
Yeah, that's fucking exciting.
Yeah.
That's super
cool.
exciting. And it's it's gotten
dark and depressing for 2020. But I mean, this probably won't be out for another year or two anyways. So
yeah.
Hopefully we'll have the pandemic behind us and this won't feel like...
And everyone will be sitting around laughing. Remember the pandemic? Man.
I will be laughing. I'll be like, it sucked. I don't want it anymore.
Man, that was so silly. Remember the pandemic? Remember we were running around with masks and stuff? What a bunch of fucking morons.
Oh, that's not ever going to go away, I don't think, anymore. I think this is our new reality.
The masks are going to be normal.
Yeah.
And then you finished The Blackest Night?
Yeah, man.
Is that a comic series?
Holy shit. Yeah. So this, I'm a little late to the party. I'm not going to lie. This came out back in 2009. It was a huge crossover event in the DC universe. It spanned 75 comics across all different... It was it spanned Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. On top of, there was 8 specific Blackest Night comics, but then there was all the tie-in comics in all of the different character universes, like the Flash and everybody, and it was a huge world-changing event that happened in the comics.
World premiere.
It was crazy. I won't lie. It's taken me a long time to get through them all because there's fucking 75 of them.
Yeah, you've been doing it through the Amazon app or whatever.
Yeah, I had actually purchased them all digitally before as a big bundle, and it included all the prequel stuff as well. So I had all the lead up to the Blackest Night as well. So there was another 20 or 30 comics that were all the precursor lead up stuff to the Blackest Night, and it's crazy. It's shit goes sideways. There is a giant war of light, which is all of the different ring colors. So there was the red lanterns, the blue lanterns, the green lanterns, the indigo lanterns, the orange lanterns, the yellow lanterns, all the different corps.
Man, all there's a lot of lanterns.
Fighting. Well, it's essentially, there's a lantern color for every emotion, right? So fear is yellow, will is green, love is indigo, red is rage, so on and so forth.
So depending on the color, that's the lantern's emotion, or is that just the source of the power?
Yeah. So you know how Green Lanterns, it's their constructs and their stuff, they're powered by will, right? They're stronger. So the stronger your will is, the stronger your ring is. And it's kind of a similar way with the other emotions as well. And some of them, the ring itself almost it almost takes over the people. So rage, for example, Rage Lantern, red lanterns, they go crazy. The ring more or less possesses them.
Are they usually always bad guys?
Kind of yes, no.
It's complicated.
Yeah. It's complex. There are many facets. But holy shit, what an event.
So would Blackest Night be the culmination of if the DC cinematic universe didn't suck and did something big and super awesome?
It's a huge crossover event. It affected the entire DC universe. Leading up to the Blackest Night, there was a ton of comic book characters in the DC universe that had actually died, and because of the events of the Blackest Night, it ended up with a bunch of people that were still dead, a bunch of people that ended up being alive, and because the Black Lanterns was a thing that showed up. So there was a big bad dude called Necron. He shows up and he starts the Black Lantern Corps, which is essentially death.
Yeah.
So when a Black Lantern ring ends up on a body, they're essentially giant. It's like zombies. It's the entire core is just dead zombies. So all these black rings started shooting out all across the universe and literally reanimating old superheroes and villains as well. But the thing is that it had all of their memories and all of their powers and stuff like that. but they essentially couldn't die. And it's wild. It was fucking wild. Like, so I finished that last night actually. And that kind of leads into the Brightest Day. So it's Blackest Night was this giant crossover event that like lasted almost a year, and then it leads into Brightest Day, which again is another giant crossover event. I think it's a little smaller than Blackest Night was.
Yeah.
But it's also huge. So I'm going to try and get a hold of those. I think I have them. I think I bought them as like a Brightest Day, Blackest Night like bundle that I purchased at the time. I just got to find them all. Just so many.
Find the order to read it in.
There's 112 Brightest Day comics. I lied.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing, right? It's like, so there's, so like, it's the whole thing is like, there's the Brightest Day, but then there's also like in between, right? There's the Green Lantern, there's the Justice League comics, there's the Green Lantern ones, there's the Brightest Day one, then there's more Green Lantern, and
some of these events could literally be like a freaking course.
Oh, dude, they're huge, massive events. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. But fuck, wow, is that cool? Like I said, a lot. So yeah, there was 75, not including the Prelude, and the Prelude was another. Yeah. Lots. Lots.
Nobody got time for that.
You know what it is? For me, so like I picked up my Kindle. We've talked about this. Like I picked up my Kindle Fire, the HD 10 or whatever. That's what I used to read comic books on.
Yeah.
So like I leave that by my bedside. So when I go to bed at night, I'll pull it up and I'll read like a comic or two, sometimes 3.
Yeah.
So, like I'll read like 2 or 3 comics every night, and so like that's how I managed to kind of get through a bunch of comics. So like that's how like I had been reading this one, but like the thing is like I'm still reading other comics in between. So like I'll read.
Yeah, you're bouncing all over the place.
I'll read like 1 or 2 Blackest Night, and then I'd read like some Batman, or I'd read some Spider-Man, or I'd read some Superman, or you know what I mean? Like, and that's kind of how I've been doing it. I like it. I like it a lot.
You know, there's something else you should be doing in the bed, right?
Don't worry.
You know, the shinga shinga. Huh? Dane, I think that's an episode 282.
Yeah. Love comics. So good.
I know. I like comics too. I was reading that Darth Vader one. I like that one a lot.
Oh, man. I just started the Black Widow Origins comic last night.
Man, in the cool timeline, we would have already seen that movie and been talking about it right now.
I know. We'd also would have seen the Wonder Woman 1984 movie as well.
And James Bond.
Fuck.
This timeline sucks.
Oh, I hate this timeline. This timeline's stupid.
Yeah. The other timeline, I'm rich and famous.
Oh. Yeah. You look even worse, so.
This timeline, I'm just cool. Dane, that's an episode 282 in the gigabits and in your ear holes. You can follow me on Twitter at RickF.
You can come chill with me on Twitter at Dane Cody at DAYNECODY.
Come chill with me on the Discord.
It's a world of pure crazy imagination.
Geekoholics.com/Discord. Do it. Join it. Welcome to the fold. Welcome to the list. Remember to enter the contest. Geekoholics.com/contest. Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War. PS4, PS5. Rate, review, all that jazz. Apple Podcasts, podcast app. Much appreciated. We don't ask for much. Leave us a review. Say nice things about us, or don't. Whatever.
Or mean things. Either way.
Yeah. As long as you leave 5 stars, I don't really care what you put in the box, because no one looks at that shit. Just put the fucking high stars. Say all kinds of nasty ass shit about us. It's cool. But just on the star part, put 5 stars.
Oh, okay.
And then like, follow, subscribe to us on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. We're Geekoholics everywhere. Cover the contest, cover Discord, cover the rating, cover that.
That's it,
Nope. One more thing.
What?
If you want to see our handsome mugs. You can check us out live, twitch.tv/Geekoholics as well. Usually every Wednesday Pacific time around 8:30 p.m. when we start on time. And of course, if you have Amazon Prime, you've got Twitch Gaming. Is it called Twitch? No, Prime Gaming.
Peso bucks.
Which means you get a free subscription every month to a Twitch channel of your choosing. If you like, you're more than welcome to throw that sub at us and help support the show. If you don't want to, that's cool too. Just make sure you spend it because it doesn't auto-renew and you have to use it every month. Otherwise, it's just money you're leaving in Jeff motherfucking Bezos' pocket.
He don't fucking need it.
That motherfucker does not need any more money.
No.
Doesn't he make like $50,000 a second or something fucking stupid?
Well, hasn't he surpassed Bill Gates as the richest man in the world?
It's something ridiculous. Something like tens of thousands of dollars a second.
I read a crazy thing the other day that if you went back in time to when the pyramids were being built and you were to save $10,000
invest money, you still wouldn't have as much as he has.
Every single day from then till now,
with compounding interest,
you still wouldn't have as much money as the top billionaires have, like the top people have currently. That's insane.
Capitalism has failed. The Great Reset is coming. You heard it here first.
His net worth is $184 billion.
Dean, capitalism has failed. The Great Reset is coming. You heard it here first. With that being said, that's it. We're out. Until next week. We'll talk at you later.
Go read some comic books.
Peace.